Hello, world. This is Chris Aballo's podcast experiment, and I am Chris Aballo. Welcome to the show. Thank you for subscribing to the show wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on YouTube, where you can watch full video episodes every Monday. Thank you also for following the show on Instagram and TikTok at CAPEPOD, where you can find video clips regularly enough. This is enough to keep you busy. Just go down a TikTok rabbit hole like people do. People spend like 3 hours a day on TikTok. Spend it on the Cape account, CAPEPOD on TikTok. Do that. Watch some clips. And joining me, making his triumphant return to the show, this time with a shirt on, please welcome back Jack DeFranco.
Hey, kids.
Hey, you're leaned in. Like I told you, you didn't have to do it.
Sorry.
Hi, everybody.
It's
like,
force of habit.
I know. You're going to hurt your neck. As somebody who has a bulging disc in his neck, trust me, just get comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
I'm circling the drain on that.
Are you? Well, that's
probably
that's the right word for it. You're facing down middle age very, very soon, and shit's gonna start going sideways and also downward. Thanks, gravity. Anyway, also joining us, handling the board as usual. Please welcome back Christian Cortez.
Hi, everybody. It's
glorious black and white.
And glorious techno color.
Techno colorless.
Yeah.
We can add some color.
We can add a little color to it. And how are we going to do that?
Let's do the wipe.
Oh, my God. He's Cheeto dust.
Fire! He actually...
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
I thought for a second you were going to leave it like that.
No, that would be really annoying. Even that's a little high in contrast. That's better. That's more natural.
There
you go.
All right.
Nice. There's a color I
like
can hang out in. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi. That's right. Seasoning a little color into the show, into an otherwise very Caucasian show.
Yeah.
Please welcome Christian Cortez. Anyway.
Oh, man.
So we're here. And the reason Jack's here is because he's got something to say for a change. No, I'm kidding. But really,
we're going to rip off your hair again.
This is, yeah, that's right.
Start up here because there ain't
the-
much left.
Today the Jess is going to go, oh, we should just shave. Yeah. When
I just got a haircut like 2 hours ago, too, just because I knew I was going to be on camera.
Now, was it actually 2 hours ago?
It really
was.
was.
That account for the pre-show?
That accounts for the hour we've been sitting here bullshitting, yes.
Okay. Just
Central
making
time.
Sure.
Well, when you do decide to finally go full Lex Luthor, then we should do that on the show as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I'll do that. We're not going to wax your head. I'll just run.
Unless the next time you see me on the show, it just naturally just fell out because of what's happening.
Maybe. Then again, yeah, the reason
Hey,
we're here.
everybody. What year is it?
I like how Jack is
What is time?
ready to share all these just life moments for your fucking show. Is this what I should be prepared for?
Yes,
eventually?
because it's
when
I've been
start
waiting for this
losing
for
my
years,
hair,
actually. I knew I was going to talk about this on the show.
exactly. Well, the point is to document it in perpetuity because, we're going to experience all these moments and have these different phases and whatnot. You know, right now, listen, we had a whole Christian with an afro phase, and now we got whatever this is.
whatever.
I'm digging whatever this is.
No, I am too. I'm just saying I don't have a name for it. It's not exactly it's not a spiked haircut, and it's not
not a mohawk.
It's not play from Kid and Play, or Kid rather, excuse me. But what? That genuinely was. I just said it too fast.
I'm on the count already.
Yeah.
That's what they would call me at Smodcastle. They'd be calling me Kid, but no play.
That works on a couple of levels, actually.
That is good.
Oh fuck! Oh, so good.
Wow. Anyway.
Yeah.
But it's fun to actually document this stuff.
Oh yeah.
One of these days I might come in here with short hair again. And everyone will be like, "What the fuck?" Anyway.
Yeah. Who are you?
Yeah. Oh, I've gotten so many things when I post throwback clips.
Yeah.
Of the show, during 2020 or 2021. Well, particularly the first episode of 2021 because I had hair and a ponytail.
Yeah.
So it looks like I have short hair. I've had so many people reach out just you can never go back to having short hair.
Yeah.
I'm really?
It was slick back Pacino hair for a little bit.
It kind of was for a little bit because I didn't want to do this. And with the headphones on, it was just here and it looked like dog ears. That's what I said during that show. I did a camera test with Andrew before we started that show. So I had everything tucked back here and I looked like a Cocker Spaniel. Because it just looked like ears draped. Yeah. And I was like, well, I don't want to do that, but I don't want to do my hair up because I even at that point, I didn't have long hair products. Which is why, for a while I looked like, Lord Farquaad meets, Prince Charming or Prince Valiant, I should say, where it was it was like Quaker Oats. Quaker Oats guy. For a bit.
Berries and cream.
Because I had just hair like putty or hair wax or paste or something for short hair, just for the sake of like kind of keeping it in place.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would put it in, but it was so the product was so thick that it kind of straightened my hair. So there was a little period where the long hair looked kind of stupid, and I didn't know what I was going to do.
It always has an awkward phase, but now it's turned into something.
Now it's its own thing.
Yeah.
Now it's like this Eric Draven phase has lasted a little while. So I guess it's kind of here. So
yeah.
Anyway, speaking of things that are here to stay, Jack has an announcement, which is why he's here today.
So I'm back.
Yes.
So yeah, this episode's going to pretty much be about my journey as
Your journey.
Yeah, mine and my wife's
Just like a
journey.
man, stolen valor.
Oh, stop. So, big announcement. I'm going to be a father. Yeah. And it's been a long road to get here. Not like, I have some tales along the way of how it happened. It wasn't.
Stories. Oh.
Yeah. Not,
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not above it.
come on, cut it out.
I quit.
I'm done. Bye.
All right. I ruined it, everybody.
And there's your intro clip.
And this has been another.
You almost spit it out there. Oh my god.
Sorry. I won't do that again.
But wait, give me a little fist bump.
Incidentally,
through my
I'm going to cut it out. No,
give me a little fist bump through my monitor. I'm happy for you, buddy. Wait, over here.
Which way?
There we go.
All right.
This is the clunkiest syncing up of a fist
Come on,
bump
you
I've
got
ever
this.
seen.
Huh? See, on my end, you're downward. So
Now,
Yeah, but Jack, look at the monitor. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Bump him on the. God, you're so white.
I'll forget it.
I can
But
do
I'll
it.
give you a fist pump in real life.
Christian, fist bump from the other way. Let's
just
see
come on
what's coming
camera
out
and just
done.
fist bump me. Fist me, damn it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
that's a drop.
Pause. Pause. Wait a second.
That's
No,
right. He said it.
you're not a Muppet. First off,
Okay.
That's the cold open of the trailers. Fist me, damn it. Anyway,
That's going to track real well with everybody who watches the video. It's like, hey, that show you're on.
yeah, exactly. It's be like, this is how you
First thing
announce.
my mother's going to see.
This is how you.
you know what? That actually,
This is how you announce you're going to be a father. Fist me, damn it! Like, whoa, Jack's getting kinky.
Yeah.
While he's still
The clock's running.
While it's just he and his wife. Yeah, exactly.
you started the show. You started the show in a way that you can't show your kid this clip
Yep.
for another 18
Sorry, pal.
years.
Oh, Jack doesn't want his kid to see anything he's
He
ever
will
done
never see it.
podcasting wise. Yeah, until forever.
Bullshit. He won't see this. He's gonna find this one day.
There will be no time between wrestling and Star Wars. There'll be no time for him to show any podcasting, anything he's ever done.
Bullshit.
Jack's having a son, by the way.
I know.
So
I'm gonna
there's
make,
that.
spoiler
Well, I know,
alert.
but they don't know.
I'm gonna make sure that he will see these clips one day.
All right.
I will be making.
Well, I
a
mean, you're going to
movie.
outlive us. You're going to have to.
Yeah.
I'll be
We're
making
old.
a fucking movie, and I'll put it in the middle of the movie, and I'll be like, "Kid, go look up Cape online."
Well, Christian's got. We've have a bit of an understanding, in as much as it's not a legitimate agreement, but that Christian will make a documentary about me one day. So all this stuff is going to end up being out there anyway.
Yeah.
Which will have to include some history of pre-Cape, as in the only
which
podcast that
means
matters.
Blackmail, lots of it.
Yeah.
So-
Christian might end up getting access to the archive. He might be the only one.
Well,
Well, there's a lot in there. There's a lot of shit.
Sure,
in there.
there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. You don't want to be heard either. Anyway,
Hey, listen,
Bastard
he's-
Jack
he's
from
got
back
me
in the day.
Full on tears.
Jack in his 20s
Trust
was
me,
a different
it's my
human
own
being.
blackmail too.
there's
Oh
a
my
lot.
God.
He's a
There's,
mean
there's
son
a
of a bitch.
lot in there.
This is
All
the
right,
shit.
so
now
you're
we're just
becoming a
welcoming
dad.
hackers. But anyway,
All right, so you're becoming a dad.
Anyway, yeah.
Jack's becoming a dad.
Yeah. So it was kind of a journey to get there. My wife and I, to kind of set the back story a little bit, yes, we're having a child. It's our first child. He's due in April of next year. So
Really?
this is probably my last Cape episode if you're watching.
Possibly ever.
Possibly.
Because
now.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I barely see you now.
Yeah.
And your weekends are taken up with the two of you carting all around
We
New
have
Jersey and
entered-
Pennsylvania.
Yes, we have now entered, we've left wedding phase, and now we are in people having babies phase and having birthday parties for these babies phase every weekend. So, yes.
That's just silly. After the first birthday, they don't need to throw parties for your kids anymore. Not for people in general. It's just like it's not an occasion to turn 3. It's not. You haven't done anything yet, kid.
Yeah.
So you know what? I don't know. Anyway, that's
Way
like
to-
me
way
having a
to-
birthday party this year. Like I'm 42. Let's have a party. Like
Way
why?
to tell the kid out the gate you're not special.
I mean, they're not.
No.
If everybody's special, no one's special. Remember.
Nah,
But
Jack's
anyway.
kid's gonna be special.
He
You're
is gonna be
special,
special.
young man. It's all good.
Yes, he will be. So, yeah, we are having a boy. He's due at the end of April, which is, it's been kind of a journey to get here. It's not a sad story, but it's one of those things that, like, I think people need to, going on this journey involving IVF is something I've felt as going on this journey, it's more common than people think.
So many people we know, just not to interrupt.
Yeah.
But we've known a lot of people who had to do IVF. I've known people outside of mutual friends.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's shockingly common.
Incredibly, especially if you go to, I mean, I've been to the clinics a lot with my wife and everything else. Like the younger people are, I think there's more of an awareness of it now where people are like getting themselves checked out and everything else. And like with my story, my wife and I didn't have anything threatening or anything dangerous, but there were some things along the way that we were having trouble with conceiving and stuff with my wife that was, if it went unchecked, could have been a problem down the line. So I kind of set the stage for it. We got married in 2017. We'd been together at that point 4 years, and we didn't want to have kids right away. I know I was not ready in 2018 to have kids. I saw someone we knew with their kid had a meltdown in front of us one day, and I looked at her and said, not now. No. I said that in summer of 2018. Not now.
And then the world kind of imploded.
Yeah.
So you were like, oh, this is great.
I always joked with her, because this is me. I said, how about after episode 9 at the end of 2019, we can start talking about having kids? And that was a real sentence that came out of my mouth, because I wasn't ready. And then we started kind of talking about
episode 9 of Star Wars, everybody.
Yeah.
If you're like just
Not
clear
Cape.
it up. Yeah, they're just like, wait.
I
what?
was like, wait a fucking second.
No, episode 9 of Cape was in 2013. You hadn't even started dating her.
No.
You hadn't met.
We haven't met yet.
Your wife / mother of your future child.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you have a baby mama.
He does his baby mama
Yeah.
to Jaquito, coming to April 2024. Everybody,
Yeah.
just in time
Which,
for summer
by the
movie
way,
season.
There could be no summer movies next year. Everybody's on strike.
This is true.
This is
Never
very
mind.
And there's nothing I want to see next summer anyway. So it all
you say
works
that
out.
all the time,
Yeah.
but we just talk about some bullshit you watched already. But anyway,
That's so you said end of April.
End of April. Yeah.
There's a very real chance me and your kid might share a birthday then.
Oh, awesome.
I'm April 26th, so I'm rooting for.
That's the due date.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm not kidding you.
This is the best day ever.
Happy birthday, Christian. By the way,
yeah.
you're
Happy
sharing with
birthday,
this little guy.
Christian.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God. And he's named after me. This is great.
Nope.
no,
Sorry.
His
Damn
name
it. I
Hulk
tried.
Randy DeFranco.
Fuck Hogan.
You heard it here.
Yeah. So actually, that's coincidentally, that's actually my grandmother's, my mom's birthday was that time. So she would have been 95. So everybody's just like over the moon at that point that the due date's around that time. So
Wow.
and now that I know it's your birthday, it's even more special. So
That's so cool.
yeah,
man.
April 26th.
Honey, close your legs. We got to hold out till the 26th.
Listen, Christian really wants to have the baby.
At least consider the middle name Atrell.
that sounds pretty cool.
Wait, what first name are you considering? Let's see how this rides.
All right, so
Don't ruin this for me.
so we have a name, and it's very me. Noelle actually came up with the name.
Luke Han DeFranco.
No, Harrison Joseph DeFranco.
Oh my God.
Yeah. She came up with the name Harrison. I'm like, everybody's going to think that I want the baby named Harrison because Harrison Ford is my favorite actor, Indiana Jones, Han Solo. But she's like, no, I think that's a beautiful name. We should have that. And Joseph was my dad's middle name, so we're going to carry that on. So yeah, that's his name, Harrison Joseph DeFranco. Will be born.
I mean, Harrison Atrell DeFranco.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. It also spells head. So that works. That means one day when the kid has his own podcast and
You're a wrestling fan, Harry.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Harrison. That's
Harrison.
a cool name, too.
It is a great name.
Harrison. And good with the British accent too. Harrison.
Yeah.
Harrison.
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 So yeah.
Harrison Joseph.
Yeah, so to go back
Harrison
a little bit,
Atrell, Joseph. Yeah, no, I like it.
I'm going to present it. I'll
Harrison
see what
Atrell.
it says.
Dude, you really don't have to.
I
That was
know,
part of a
just
bit.
I know.
I was like,
Going with the
please
bit.
don't.
I'm going with the bit.
We're gonna airbrush a birth certificate just to show Christian. But
I was like,
legally
Jack,
it'll be
what's the sound of the
Joseph.
birth? I don't know.
It's a prop for Chris's dopey show. we reveal it on camera.
Yeah.
And Christian starts crying, and then we're like, "Shit! Now we can't tell him, right?"
Sorry.
Chris doesn't just dress like villains for Halloween. He actually is one.
Yeah. You bastard. Anyway.
And I'm gone.
So
Come back.
anyway.
Stop. How the fuck did you do that?
Magic.
Whoa. Stay there. Anyway.
Yeah, stay there.
So
We spent like 40 minutes putting that image and frame together. So like, if you're gonna keep taking it off screen, it's gonna be really
yeah, just hang
frustrating.
out.
Yeah, just hang out.
I like it.
Hang out with us.
Okay.
I'll eventually learn where the fist bump goes. So
No,
I don't know
won't
about
be
all
this
that,
week.
but
It'll be 2025 when he comes back to the show.
I had a kid.
Next
What
year.
happened? I was trying to learn a fist bump. Sorry, honey.
Practice on the baby.
I actually want to know, like, what, like, I want to know how long it's going to be until we probably see you on this pod again. You think it's going to be more than a year?
I don't know. I mean, I could come back if Chris wants to do episodes like a pre-tape in February. I'm probably going to be available, but
I was going to say, just
it's
bring
possible.
the kid.
yeah, like Countdown the Kid. It's like,
Baby's first podcast.
yeah, we drop it on the day the baby's
I
born.
want it. I honestly, I'm not even kidding. So I did. I talked to Ryan and his wife about this. That I want to have Brielle come in and do a show with me.
Oh my God, that's gonna be the best.
And I
show
was
ever.
like, I said, look, we don't need to put it out. I was like, but let's just do it because she's 5 years old.
yeah,
And I'm like, let's have her and I will sit and have a conversation. You'll always have Brielle when she was 5 years old. Like you'll have this moment in time.
That's awesome.
Which again is one of the fun things about this is the last time we're going to see Jack before he has a kid. Probably. There is one more.
April's a long way away, but
Well,
I don't know how busy you are.
Here's the thing. What we've been trying to do, there is I don't want to give too many details away. You know what it is. I don't remember if I told you about it, Christian. There is a game show episode we've been talking about doing for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And I actually was thinking about that. I'm like, I don't know if we can get it in the can by the end of 2023 because there's 5 more left after this one. I'm like, do we try to bank it pre-kid early next year and release it next year? We might.
I think before the third trimester starts would probably be the best time to do it.
That's
So,
what I'm
yeah.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do we do this like right after the holidays and just bank it? We may
Yeah,
have
it
to.
might have
So
to
Jack
be.
might be on the show one more time. Well, it might be pre-recorded.
Yeah.
It would be pre-recorded. But yeah, there's one more thing that we kind of want to do. And especially, it'd be great to do it while Noelle's wicked pregnant too, as they say in the Northeast.
Wicked
So,
pregnant.
Yeah.
She's wicked pregnant.
I'm like, yeah, wicked pregnant.
Yeah.
Look at that belly.
Wicked smart.
There's a baby in there.
Yeah.
Good night, Massachusetts. So
So yeah.
that's what, yeah. So I don't know if Jack's going to be, I don't know who's going to be on the show in 2024, aside from me and probably Christian.
Yeah.
At this rate, probably nobody, because they're like, is Jack going to talk about IVF? Because this went in a direction, as usual, it derailed. They're like,
We'll
nah,
get
never
back
mind.
to it.
We'll get
Yeah.
back to it.
Circle
No, we can't.
back.
No,
Circle
but
back.
it's,
Circle back.
no, in all seriousness, just for the sake of going through the chronology, like that was kind of the thing is that how insanely common it was.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, they're doing IVF. Like that seems to be par for the
Yeah.
course for any woman in their 30s, which again, the fact you're seeing so many younger people there who are going through this process is like, what the fuck changed?
I don't know, because like
My mother's 37 when she
not
had
to
me.
be,
And
like, and that's the thing. Like,
I mean,
to
that's not a
be,
testimony for having a healthy baby, but
like
still.
nosy or anything, but you're in the office and they identify you by like what's your date of birth. That's the first thing they ask you in these clinics.
I'm sorry, 35, not 37. What's wrong with me?
So yeah, they ask like what your date
age?
of birth is, and I'm hearing these girls are like 12/2/93, 12. You know,
So they're 30, yeah.
yeah, like even
or
like someone
29.
I heard like a 96er, and I'm like, holy shit! Like this is getting. I think, and it's not like they're expecting to be parents, but I think that there's something with genetics that people are taking care of. So to set the stage a little bit, my wife had something that's called PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it's something that was actually her aunt had that too, and it's one of those things that it's not life threatening or anything, but it makes you retain water and it doesn't
Let it go.
let it go, and you don't have a proper cycle.
So you retain water and not semen. I'm trying to make light of it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
So, yeah.
Stop it, Christian.
Yeah.
Must be some
He's
level.
gonna
We're
break
getting,
through that
look,
stuff.
we're getting into some very heavy, expensive stuff here,
Yeah.
all right? I got to break it up with some kind of
Yeah.
stupid jokes.
And there's nothing sad. It's just one of those things that just like
It's just a biological
it's a biological
condition.
You don't have a cycle, stuff like that. It kind of affects you. So comes 2020 when we want to start talking about actually going forward with a family because
We had nothing but time.
well, the thing is this: I had lost my job.
Yes.
She was going through this still, and we actually went and saw a doctor in August 2020. They kind of set us on the right path, and then I started my weight loss journey at the beginning of 2021, and she started her own weight loss journey, and just by the way of taking care of myself, because the thing is, Noelle was never like a big eater, but she would retain a lot of water weight because of this syndrome. And again, it affects your cycle, it affects your fertility, it affects everything. So she reversed it on her own through her own willpower and her own fasting and way she did her diet. But it also kind of wreaked havoc on her system a little bit in early 2021 when we were at the hospital, when she got everything set back, because like her body went into like the shock.
So it's not something that they can medicate you for.
No, it's not something. It's something you have to kind of take care of yourself, and you kind of have
So
to just,
lifestyle
right.
influences how.
But there's medicine they can give you, but the medicine was making her sick initially too.
Ah.
So it was one of those things. Because it's I think it was with your uterine lining or something that medicine kind of is trying to correct it. So it made her sick along the way. But her doing this on her own, and then she would wean herself off of that to, keep her cycle back. Because for a long time, she didn't have it. And again, it's not trying to get too personal, but just one of those things that.
I mean, as long as she's okay with you put it out there for the world to hear.
It happened. It's one of those things.
It does. But it's also, again, it seems less common.
And that's the thing. So
it's not weird to talk about.
No, it's not weird to talk about. But when she got it back, things were maintaining where she was able to keep a cycle, keep it going. And then we were talking about, all right, let's see what we can do. But we also wanted to consult a fertility clinic while trying to do this on our own too.
Sure.
I'll be honest, stress of life and work and everything else, it plays a hand when you're trying to have a kid and you're trying to, conceive on your own. It doesn't necessarily always work that way.
Well, I mean, we talked about that last summer.
Stress and anxiety is a motherfucker, and it will wreak havoc on your life in ways you don't understand. So even on a joyous thing of trying to create a child, it will wreak havoc on that because there's things you don't know about that are affecting you on
a subconscious level that manifest themselves physically. Right. And that's part of what we talked about in Cape 201 when you and Ryan were on, about you and Ryan both for this reason, favoring the little blue pill because it's like, listen, there's a mission and I need to get there by any means necessary, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's true.
Listen,
and that's the thing, like people, as I've learned about this, it's more common for both the female and the male to go through this together. Like to go through this hard time conceiving something because there might be something genetic, there might be something with anxiety, there might be it's what I've learned along the way. But to kind of set the stage of where we are now, in early 2022, we met the doctor at the clinic we've been with ever since. So he kind of really set us on the right. But the first doctor we met with, we got our genetic testing done, we did everything, but it wasn't the right fit for us. So we found this other one that's closer, and they couldn't have been better.
Cool.
They kind of set us on the right path, and then and what we wanted to do in the summer of 2022 was the egg retrieval. So what essentially Noelle had to do is take a lot of medicine to get her eggs extracted. And
man, being a guy's awesome. We don't have uterine lining. We don't have eggs.
And I had the easy doctor visits, if you know what I mean.
Look at my dick. That's what you get to do.
The fun doctor visits, as I like to say. It's like, as my poor wife is getting injections and everything else. And then the first go around with the egg retrieval was tough because her body wasn't used to it. She had a couple days where she was debilitated.
Would be used to that. Like, that's crazy.
It is. And the thing is with that process is they take out, I believe that they took out 16 eggs the first time. Those eggs go to the next round of what can survive, what can be sustainable, down to 5. So that's even like, holy shit, we're down to 5. And then it goes to the next stage, which with the first time was just down to 1. And it was really defeating. It's like, oh my God, what is this? Like what, we went all through that for what? And then like that one egg was able to go on to like, okay,
go on to the final round.
The final round where we can try to implant this in you.
Right.
So
basically, it's like the worst game show ever.
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah.
But
worst game show with the best result.
Yeah. But
also, I mean, if you want kids, sure.
Yeah.
If you don't,
at this point,
you're going through all this because there's a goal.
So we weren't happy with that, and we decided let's take some time. Let's do another egg retrieval before we start doing any kind of transfer. So 2 months later, in August of 2022, we did a second round of egg, and it was like night and day. She was more used to it. We got, I think, the same amount of eggs, and then those eggs went down to this, and then at the end result, we had 2, maybe 3 that were viable, which was a huge victory.
Yeah.
And her symptoms were way less than what they were the first time. She'd been sick the first time. There was a day where I was supposed to go out with our friends Ryan and Corey, and I was like, I think I'm going to have to cancel because she's like debilitated. Like she can't move. She's sick. Second time around, it was like nothing ever happened. She credit to my wife, was a fucking pro with injections and knowing this and memorizing stuff and dosages. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I could never say enough good things about how my wife was such a champion throughout this whole thing. And
well, this is your chance.
Yeah. And I'm forever it's incredible to see your wife go through something like that. And to, I had to learn how to give shots too, which was something fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
I had to practice on an orange with a syringe and be like, okay, I think I'm not gonna like kill you.
Did she film any of this?
No.
God damn it!
This isn't for public consumption.
No, you putting a syringe in an orange. Yeah, I want to watch the hell out of that. You kidding?
I can do it like a pro now.
I know, but now it's not fun. I want to see you fumble, and I want that to be my phone screensaver.
This is like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, why did she film that? That would have been a laugh riot.
Sorry. Wasn't thinking it. I was a little nervous as hell at the time. I was
not thinking.
This is a good bit for the show. Not like you. This is a great bit for the show. Really, I'm terrified. And it's a fucking orange.
It's an orange. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're putting needles in an orange. That just sounds funny to me.
This is why
You try it.
This is why.
Okay.
I
With pending things.
Listen,
It's way different to just stab an orange now. When you ain't got no skin in the game. I've killed Chris. And maybe Christian too.
This is. Oh shit! I'm actually crying.
Well, this 2023
oh man,
in Cape World is a strong one, isn't it?
No, but you want to know something though? This is why, like,
Fuck.
I would like to be a dad one day, but I feel bad for whoever that person might end up being.
I feel bad for the woman is.
Yeah,
first of all, she's letting my dick in her. Second,
Second.
go ahead. So he knows how to commit.
We're artists, so we are going to be filming these like horrendous fucking bits, thinking they're hilarious, but then it's like, I'm just trying to get the needle in the orange.
Honey. Try an apple now. See if that works.
Jack's practicing on a cantaloupe. He's like, I can't handle the orange. We will. We'll start. Oh my God, this thing's got a really tough outer shell. I don't think I could do this. Like,
I'm shooting up every fruit.
Would have been really fun.
This is how you shoot up, honey.
That's right. You should have practiced on a kumquat. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Sorry. I wrecked my own show.
So yeah, we get through the second egg retrieval. Perfect. We get 3 viable eggs, and now we're gonna go on to the phase of, all right, we're gonna transfer. So we decide to use the first embryo from the first transfer, just thinking like, look, went all through this trouble, one thing, maybe there's something good that can come of this. So last November, we tried. And I will tell you this, if you ever go through IVF or any kind of thing like that, I would rather be interviewed by Gordon Ramsay and any human being for anything by 50 human beings back to back. I'd rather be in than have to wait.
Gordon Ramsay, Piers Morgan,
anybody.
Daisy Chain of Nightmares.
I'd rather him. I don't know. I'd rather be interviewed and grilled by any human being than have to wait 8 days to find out whether or not you're pregnant.
Yeah,
it's excruciating.
I've heard that from
sleepless nights. Every day you get closer, it's like it's emotional because it's like my life can change, or it could. Or what does this mean if it doesn't work?
Or we need to do this again.
Yes, and
which is that the emotional weight of that, especially with the physical toll it takes on her and everything, and having to give her shots.
Injections every day.
Orange.
Injections every day and everything else. Going to the clinic every morning for blood work
not being able to jerk off just to relieve stress because you may need those swimmers.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of Michael Phelps swimming around in Jack's balls who may need to be put into action. They may need to come off the bench to make a baby.
Yeah.
So you can't even jerk off for the sake of relief.
No, not at all.
Nightmare.
It's so we tried it and it didn't work. And it was pretty defeating. And
no, what point?
And I had a sleepless night. Like that's the thing. We both had a sleepless night the night of. And then we woke up at 5:30, and we were supposed to go to the doctor anyway. And she tested; it was negative, and it was disheartening. But the thing is, kind of spoke to everybody about it in our family, and throughout the day it got better. And it's like, look, we'll just try again. It sucks. But it wasn't ready. Like the more as time went on, it's like it wasn't the right time.
Right. If it wasn't going to be healthy, that is the point.
And
to have a healthy baby.
And that's the thing that I think about with the first embryo. Noelle, like I said, night and day. Went through hell the first time with the egg retrieval, being sick, being bedridden. Second egg retrieval was nothing at all. And she changed no dosages, just things. I guess body. I don't know how.
Biologically
it could happen. Yeah.
We're all
played
mysteries.
a factor.
So,
but. I feel like we tried it with that embryo, and I don't know the healthiness of that embryo because we did literally nothing different the second time around. Now, this, obviously, when you go through something like that, it's off-putting, but we said, look, we'll try again later. Got through the holidays. We had to make some other changes in our life. We moved from one place to another.
Thank God.
Which really kind of helped us out, like, with our own mental health, to be honest.
I think
we were living at a family friend's house. It was wonderful for the time, but it was time to go.
It was wonderful for like 2 years because around lockdown was when you were both kind of like, we don't really like this place for a bunch of reasons.
Wasn't that we?
So it was.
It was always supposed to be a temporary place,
right?
But when we always said like 2020, 21, we'll be out of here. We'll have a house and everything will be great. And then the world ends and the housing market goes through the roof and you can't get a house. You can't do anything. And that was honestly our other focus for the past couple of years. We were piling on, trying to have a baby, trying to find a house. All at once, and you can't do that as you're going through work stress and going through normal day. You can't have too many irons in the fire. Because it's gonna fuck. That's
dude.
That's probably why we weren't able to conceive up on our own. Because
if everything else was aces, buying a house and trying to get pregnant at the same time is like, doing both things at once in the best of times seems like an impossible mountain to scale.
Yeah.
So the idea that you were doing both, and I said a couple of times, I'm just like, you guys probably my hope was that, and it's what happened. And I know I said this to you anyway, not that you listen to me, and why the hell would you? But my hope was
sometimes.
Oh, thanks. I drift in and out. Yeah. But my hope was that you were going to find.
He's dying in the boob tube over there.
He drifts in and out of his own conversation.
Listen, so do I, and I'm the one talking. But my hope was that you would find a place the two of you would be happier in to rent for now.
And we went all over the state to look for another place to live. We were.
Well, that's it. But the housing market is going to be fucked for a while until the next bust. Sorry, but like the economy through history is boom, bust, boom. So it's going to bust at some point.
And to continue with that story, we found a place in the same town we live in. Something became available, and it was affordable, and it was everything we wanted. Mm-hmm. And we just kind of cleared house out of that place. We tossed a bunch of shit out.
Right.
We got new furniture. We got new stuff, and we were just.
But even the good that does
keep shaking my little TV when you hit the table.
Sorry, I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, knock it off, would you? Can we get a pillow? Please, somebody got something? Pillow?
Sorry.
But you found a spot.
We found
they found a new place. And just there, but walking into that place, you guys were just happier.
Right, because it felt like a place of our own.
Yes.
And again.
And listen, my first time there, I picked you two up from the airport. And you were still more relaxed walking into that place than I had.
And we just came from the Newark airport.
Yeah, exactly. So like that ain't exactly fun. But the two of you just coming home, you just seemed relaxed. You seemed like relieved. And there is
because it's like you found your own spot.
And that's
in
the
your own
thing.
time.
Like we were talking pre-show about like Halloween decorations. This is the first year my wife could actually go all out for Halloween, for the first time since we lived in our first place.
Is it a house or an apartment?
Apartment. Yeah, it's an apartment. But
it's a new building.
It's a really nice apartment.
It is.
So yeah, we lived in the same town, so we didn't have to go because we were looking all over. We're like, oh fuck, we're gonna have to move to another town again. We're gonna have to do this, and I didn't want to move back home to where I grew up because there's nothing there for me.
Yeah,
I know why you're
that.
having kids now, so that when you move again, you have someone you could just force to move all the shit with you.
Yeah, so when they do get a house, Jack doesn't have to mow the lawn.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why my parents had a second kid. Lucky me. My dad's like, I'm tired of mowing the damn grass.
Yeah.
I told my mom when I was very, very young, I was like, no. Have twins. They'll do it.
Yeah. Can we have a couple more in here?
Yeah.
Because I need to be able to delegate this work one day.
I didn't have a lawn. I had stones. So
you were like, this is great either way.
Yeah. Not really. Raking stones fucking sucks.
Oh, God.
It's your dad's old house. Anyway,
still there.
But you finally you get in your own spot, but it feels great because it's like,
it does, and
it does
wonders for your mental health and your happiness
and your stress, the alleviated
everything.
Stress. Like we feel comfortable.
We got new furniture. We got a new kitchen table. We have an island. Like we had stuff that we needed.
Kitchen is an island.
Yeah, we had stuff that we needed at this point. Like it's like
the feng shui.
We're in our mid-30s. We work so hard. We deserve something a little bit more modern than where we're living.
Yeah. You finally got settled into another job too, which seems to be going well.
Yeah,
she's got as much of a handle on.
I went through a couple hassles for a couple years with this new job. Things kind of weeded out, but I'm kind of in a great spot where I'm at right now, and I'm really happy. And she's been moving up the corporate ladder too, so it's been like it's time to move this up.
Yeah,
we're moving on up.
Moving on up. So the conversation comes up again about a transfer. We'll have to try again because even though you're in a better spot and it's not, you still want to. I think since we came so far in the process, it's like let's just go through the clinic again. So we did the whole setup and everything else.
Don't pull up the Jefferson's theme song. I don't want a copyright strike.
Yeah. I gotta tell my story.
Do your fucking thing. I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah, all right. Jesus. Jeez. Fucking bossy ass child. Anyway.
So yeah.
This is what you got to look forward to. Anyway.
Yeah. So summer comes around. We talk about doing the transfer again. And it still is nerve-wracking the first time around, even though we think we're in a better spot and things can be better. And we've talked to the doctors about what they could do better the next time around. Because even it's fairly common also for people to go through this and not get it on the first try. Like there's some family members we know that had the second try and they had their kid and everything's fine.
Right.
And other people we knew had second. Actually, weirdly enough, I went at a doctor's appointment because last summer after I had my battle with gout, which I documented on this show.
Yes.
I had to find a podiatrist.
208, I think. Cape 208.
That's right.
Yeah. So I had to find a podiatrist, and they wanted to not just with my gout issue, but they wanted to put me on some medicine because I have fucked up toenails because I've inherited that in my family. Not to get too.
Aw, you're my Baba Booey.
Yeah.
Because
Hey, Paul.
both. Because your toes are fucked up, and I love you, but the stuff you're into drives me crazy. So
Oh, cool.
it all makes sense.
Yeah. So anyway,
Jack's my Gary.
we they wanted to put me on some medicine because like it could help me get this problem finally cleared up, but it affects fertility. And I told them like I can't really take this medicine right now because going through IVF and everything else. I said okay.
So the hell with my toes.
So weirdly enough, I was at the doctor's office for my scheduled appointment. They're like, and the nurse just asked me like, so you did IVF? I'm like, yeah. How did it go the first time? Like it didn't take and everything else. And she actually, weirdly, this is the weirdest advice I got from someone. She's like, you just can't give up. I went through this 4 times, 4 different transfers, didn't
Holy
work.
Shit.
And then we were about to give up. And then we tried one more time and it worked. And then we had our kid and then we had twins like right after. So it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like he really, and that's the thing. Noelle and I were never in a stage of like, well, we just want to throw in the towel. In 5 years from now, if they told us, listen, we've done everything we can, we can't do it, then yes, we have to settle on it. But we were nowhere
Totally.
near that. But it was one of the most encouraging conversations I had about like, just don't give up because as defeating as it might be, you might not get it the first time, the second time,
Right.
the third time. Like it's going to happen. And I always had that reassurance, and not just with that conversation, but just my outlook on life and personal beliefs, whatever.
Right.
I've always felt like it's going to happen at some point. So August comes around this year. We do the transfer. And again, the whole process, night and day for Noelle. Everything's going fine with everything that's set up and all things she has to do pre-transfer. Obviously I remember my skills with the orange because I was doing great with the needles again. And so we go. And actually this time around, I got to
Nunchuck skills, orange skills.
I got to
Full
see the
circle
transfer
like a
take
great
place.
host.
I was allowed in the room because the first time was still kind of like that COVID era of just like you got to wear a mask in the doctor's office. Only one person. can be
Uncomfortable
here.
situation made even more uncomfortable by
Yeah.
it. The fact that it was still
Because
pandemic. is
COVID
happening.
happened, we went back to old school ways of
Yeah.
dad
Yeah.
waits outside.
But now I was allowed in the thing, and I saw the transfer happen, and it just felt like that whole. No, it honestly was.
I mean, okay, but I'm
it was the
hearing
coolest.
that.
Honestly, I had to fight back tears because it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
So the transfer meaning
They implant the embryo that they fertilize with your egg and my stuff, and they
my stuff.
They implant it.
Just say what you jizz.
Just say jizz.
They implant it right then and there. The doctor did it, and he probably broke for lunch right after, like he was done. We were in and out of the office within an hour. I'm like, holy shit, just like that.
I just went to lunch with
Yeah.
stuff on my head.
And Noelle being a Sex and the City fan, and just like that, there was an embryo in me.
She doesn't really like Sex in the City. Thank
Well,
God.
shit.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Likes a lot of other bad shit, but not Sex in the City, thankfully.
Okay. Well, the housewives and all that other bullshit. Anyway, hocus pocus. So now, at what point in the IVF process do you enter in? Like, how many steps are there before they're like, all right, Jack, fill the cup?
Like
Like
when she's getting checked out for her stuff, it's going to be like, all right, we need a sample. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, that's it.
What, they just like throw it in the fridge because like
Yeah,
it
that's
is
it.
a
They freeze
process.
it.
Is that really?
Yeah.
That works.
Mm-hmm. Ice cold jizz. Yeah. It's Good night, everybody.
I'd just like to say, no.
It's not my Italian, son of a bitch.
No.
I'd like to take a
That's
moment.
going to be the episode's name, isn't it? My mom's going to see this reel.
Well, even worse, my mom is going to see this because, no thanks to me, the idiot who invited his parents on the show.
Now they're a fan.
Oh, now they subscribe.
Oh, Jack's on. This should
Oh,
be
they're
nice. What the fuck?
I mean,
Oh,
that's
Jack's talking about them getting
Cold
pregnant.
hard jizz. What did it say?
I'm pretty sure that's not my Italian Ice is going to be the name of this show, but anyway, because
Oh
jizz
my
in the
God,
title,
you know-
we might not get a whole lot
You
of.
know what a mobster's favorite dessert is? Oh my God.
No spoilers. Anyway,
Yeah. So anyway, they freeze my stuff. So yeah, I got the easy route. It's like, here, if you need assistance, it's like, okay, sure.
wait, what? The nurse helps you?
No.
Oh, I'm just saying.
They're
What
like,
is
here,
it?
there's porn.
What are they defined by
like,
assistance by?
There's legit porn in the
That was-
room. Like you could look at porn and like.
Oh,
if you
I'm
need
sure.
assistance,
Listen,
like,
I've
yeah,
seen
sure.
movies.
Yeah, like
Was that you just making that fucking noise?
me?
Yes.
oh my God, I didn't see you do it. So I was like, what the fuck? I looked down for 1 second.
Because Christian's got headphones. Okay, that's a trick.
Oh my God.
Now, as voice talent,
I need a break.
that
Gone
is
too
literally,
far.
it's very
We're
quickly.
haven't even got. She's not even fully pregnant yet. So
Oh my God.
there's a little bit more of this tail
Boy,
to go.
are we going through this process in real time, Jack? No. That is a technique that it's literally darting your tongue against the back of your teeth. So if anybody wants to make a masturbation noise, it sounds like this. A little bit of saliva on your tongue, you're just darting it back and forth in between
pretty
your
accurate.
teeth. No, well, yeah, exactly. But I don't get to do it on mic a whole lot. And since Christian had headphones on, it must have been super sexy. So what the fuck?
They're excited.
It was-
See, boy, Jack can't keep it up in all sorts of ways, folks. Hey, you've seen it here.
One, I wasn't looking at the monitor for a second. So I just looked down, and then all I hear just...
Jack is demonstrating the process. I go in a room and there's porn. And there's
Chris is just animated.
there's an Ultimate Warrior with boobs. And I put that one in. Yeah.
fucking stop, dude. Like, it's right there.
I'm never going to jerk off again and feel the same way.
Good thing the weather's now cold in most places because people aren't going to be driving with the window open while they listen to this. Thankfully,
Time for some ice cold jizz.
Gross. Well, that's going in your birthday reel next year. Anyway,
Fuck.
Where were we?
a fertilized embryo has been implanted in your wife.
Yeah.
And it was a tear jerker following the pud jerker. But go ahead.
So anyway, yeah, another 8 days of excruciating waiting begins. And again, I tell you, I'd rather be tortured, beaten up. No, not like
No,
that.
it sounds horrendous, though.
It's
really,
horrendous.
I can't.
So-
as someone who's an anxious person anyway, underneath this calm, sexy exterior, it sounds like a nightmare.
It is. It's not fun. So we're both anxious. And obviously, because the factor of the last time not working really kind of plays a part of just your positivity. We're like, oh, fuck, it's probably not going to happen. And
Right.
for a couple days, we didn't think it was going to happen. Now, Noelle was so nervous that on Monday, she had one pregnancy test. Now, we were like 4 or 5 days in, so there's going to be no conclusive result.
Right.
She gets a pregnancy test. She goes to the bathroom. It's like 3:30 in the afternoon, and she does a pregnancy test, and it comes back negative. Now, there's a couple factors of why it's negative. One, the test is expired. She didn't notice it. Two, it's the middle of the day, and like when you take a pregnancy test, you have to like wake up first thing because that's when your pee is like the most
potent.
something like that. It has to do with the most detection possible. So that kind of just put us in a downward, like, fuck, it's probably not going to happen again.
Christian, what are you looking for? How is this not compelling?
No,
that
I'm
you're
listening,
looking down
but
at your
I'm
phone.
just like,
Okay.
I'm just.
All I see is
Whoa.
forehead and fro. And I'm just wondering, just like, what's he doing?
Because here's the thing, like the way that it angles is like I'm looking, but I was looking down.
Oh,
at my
okay.
phone for a second.
Because I was about to start doing the noise again
That'll wake you up.
while he's looking down.
Do you understand? Like it was just an ocular assault. Like it was like
It's a word.
An oral assault.
I'm done.
Yeah,
You keep saying that, but you keep
gotta
coming
get
back.
to the story. My wife gets pregnant, then we can talk about other things.
Wah.
So anyway,
It's
yeah,
all about you.
it is.
So she does
Technically,
that-
it
It's
is.
all about you and your super
So she
sperm.
does that test, but it's not
It's-
necessarily accurate.
It's not accurate,
And it's
'cause
too early,
After
and
it's too early, but it sets us up like fuck. It's probably not going to happen again. So we just temper our expectations. Now we were supposed to test that Friday, but that Thursday would have been 8 days. They tell you between 8 and 9 days. We're like, fuck it, let's just do it Thursday morning.
Mhm.
Same thing happens. Get up at 6:30, and I just go in the other room and I'm just waiting. I'm like, all right, she's going to take the pregnancy test and just brace for impact. And I just, not to get too sentimental, I just kind
Go ahead.
of get all like say some prayers and look at some of my family photos. I'm just like, look, if something could really happen, that'd be pretty cool. But I'm just ready for it not to happen. I knock on the door. I'm like, hey, you all right? And she looks at me and she's like, there's a line on the second bar, the T. I'm like, what does that mean?
I mean, she's COVID.
You learn pregnancy tests and COVID tests are practically the same fucking thing.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, she goes,
There's a line on the T.
I'm
Well,
like,
listen,
"Wait."
listen, the guy's ready to cry, all right?
I'm
I
like,
need to do
"There's-"
something.
They're like, there's a line on the T. I'm like, there's a line on the T. And I'm like,
Means
and it's getting progressively like
it's getting darker.
darker. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, so it's 6:30 in the morning and I've never been more awake at 6:30 in the morning in my life. And I'm shaking with anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
And she calls her parents and she texts, it takes another test in the middle of the day. It comes back even darker. So then the next day, she takes another pregnancy test, and it's the same thing. And she takes one more because we're just paranoid. Every time she has a false move, it's like, oh my God, I think I stretched my stomach. I have to go take a pregnancy test. It's the nerves. And I'm like, take one now. Do it. We need to make sure this isn't fake. And it's fine.
13 tests later, they get a call from the office.
We take 4 tests, and she goes. We went in that morning, that Friday morning. We got up. I had a lot of 5:30 in the morning get-ups to go to the doctor's office at this point, and it continued on for the next couple of weeks as they continued to monitor this. So we get the blood work back, and it says she calls me because she went to her mom's for lunch, and she just said, "So we definitely are pregnant." And I'm like, "Oh, awesome!" Now it's August, and I'm thinking, "All right, we're pregnant." May baby, cool. Maybe May the 4th. That'll be pretty cool to have like a Star Wars baby. I had to throw it in. But she tells me, no, we're actually 4 weeks pregnant already because they went through the whole fertilization thing and they did all that whole stuff. So I'm like, holy shit, April? Like I was not anticipating that. I'm like, what? I'm thinking May, cool. Yeah. Just in time for summer. It's
May
a month.
4th.
Yeah, I'm like, oh fuck, April. Holy shit, April.
Squeeze those legs, honey. Hang on that kid till May the 4th, would you?
Yeah. So then I call my parents. I tell my dad, and I've only seen my dad get emotional a couple times in my life. Mm-hmm. That was one of them, and he got really he's like, oh my God, I didn't expect that. I call my mom because I waited for my sister to get home because my mom, sister, and brother-in-law they all lived in the same house together. I call and I'm like, hey mom, are Natalie and Alonzo home? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, can you put them on? And the last couple times they told us they're pregnant was that same scenario where they called us. So I hear my mom go, okay, just goes like that. And I'm like, hey guys. Now my sister's having her second baby at this point. I'm like, hey, and she's having a boy. I'm like, hey, so Alexander's not going to be the only kid. And I just hear them scream like, ah! like inconclusive screaming. That would have been like the closed captioning on my so yeah. And then we just slowly told everybody, and I couldn't wait to tell. I told, family and stuff like over the next month. I'm getting to you.
All right.
Over the next month, we told family members and this and that. It kind of creeped out. But then it did creep out on one thing because we told my brother-in-law's parents were very we want to know when you guys are going to have a baby. So we told them. And we're like, all right, just for now, just, keep it secret. My brother-in-law's dad goes, they were having a family party. He comes, my aunt was there. He goes, oh, Noelle, Jack, congratulations. And Noelle had just told my aunt minutes before because she asked her, hey, are you guys having trying? She's like, oh, nothing yet. And then she had to look at her and be like, yeah, we were just.
Something actually.
Yeah. So sorry. And he was just like, oh, man, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And then, so we
didn't even like that aunt.
I love my aunt. So anyway, we get to that point of.
Not enough to be honest.
Shut the fuck up. We get to the point of the end of the first trimester, which I call you. Because I actually did have legitimate questions about the film festival. I'm like, I'm just
yes, he did. He called me.
I'm going to do a 2-in-1.
Jack called me to inform me with subterfuge because he was like, hey, so the premiere's this weekend. This was the weekend of Smog Castle Film Festival. So this is a couple of days before. And, this is when it was that day I did a Live from the Secret Stash with you guys, impromptu appearance of Live from the Secret Stash.
That was the day you found out?
Yes, I found out just before.
1 hour before.
That's why I was MIA. And Mike's like, I get a text from Mike. Where the fuck are you? Because they're waiting
Sorry,
for me
Mike. I had to
go. Yeah, exactly. And I'm on the phone with Jack.
He's late all the time. Don't worry. Get used to this shit.
Wait, me or Mike?
You.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, I'm not.
sure Mike's pretty prompt.
My reputation with them is that I'm actually not. But anyway.
I'll do long enough.
I show up for things that are important,
Hey.
Going to people's apartments to record a podcast? Nah.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
A non-video podcast. Who cares?
Oh my God, I just got to sit on the floor and talk about this? What?
Don't mess up the cushion. Sit on the floor.
There's a lot of history.
There's a lot of history. Anyway.
So yeah, I tell him the next day. Now I wanted to wrangle all of you together.
Yes, the intention
this.
was we were supposed to do something on Friday or Thursday?
One of the 2 days.
Because I was like, Friday's the Festival and Christian's film premiere, so I'm going to that. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, we were supposed to get together the week before. I had a call. I was fighting something at that point, and I was like, I had the same thing you kind of just got over, and we're both. It seems to be lingering slightly for both of us, but it was like, I woke up that morning and I had a sore throat, and then I was getting really sniffly as the day went on, and I'm like, guys, I think I'm coming down with something. I really don't think we should get together tonight. Yeah. Or like, if you guys want to, that's fine, but I don't want to be the asshole who gets everybody sick. Yeah. And who goes to a restaurant like, I'm fine. That's you. I hate that too. So I'm like, I don't want to do that. I certainly don't want them getting sick. So I'm like, sorry guys, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So it ended up We said
It
like, I
honestly
will wait
worked
till
out for the
November.
better because I was able to actually tell you guys in different stages. And
Right.
So
you told them the night of the premiere. Right?
I told Jimmy and Corey the night of the premiere.
Yes.
I told Ryan the day before because he went out the day after I had the phone conversation with you. I went to dinner with him.
Right.
And
Yes.
I was like, oh, by the way, pal. Like, I couldn't wait. I was like, hey, buddy, by the way. And he's like, yes. He was like, you know.
And I just find out online like a sucker.
Sorry. I would have told you we were busy at the film festival.
Dude,
yeah, that's true,
honestly,
actually. He had his own release.
Yeah.
Said he was worried about.
no, but here's
And
the
I
thing.
didn't want to steal. I didn't want to be like going to the film festival. Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. It's like this is your day.
Dude,
This is
honestly,
your day, both of you.
But here's the thing. Chris can vouch. I was a fucking mess up until
On Friday.
I-
For his
up
film.
until then.
For his film.
I would have been
For mine,
so
it was fine.
Yeah, for his, I'm fine. Mine, I'm fucking nerves. So to be honest with you, if probably knowing that, I would have been like,
Yeah, shit.
I would have been like, oh shit, go for like that's what's up. Like that's so cool. Like that's awesome. But no, I was so happy because I remember you had actually mentioned that you were going through that stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
Now, if this is like a little too personal, Chris can cut around this and call me an asshole later. But
Sure.
was there any like when you found out
Mhm.
and you called your parents, you told them, and of course, like parents, it's one thing.
Yeah.
But like, were you guys ever at any point like apprehensive of telling anybody? Like, just in,
I mean,
like, because you know that stuff works.
well, we wanted to wait until the end of the first trimester.
Yeah.
So it was a 2-month waiting period of like, fuck, I can't wait to tell every single person I know. But, you know, every ache, the thing is this, when you're a first time expectant parent and you go through this process, every time you think you have an ache and a pain, it's like, well, this is it. It's not going to work now or it's over.
That's
so we went through that a lot in the first couple of weeks and we were like, we both need to calm the fuck down because we are both on edge. Like it's funny. Noelle has this, for her Halloween display, she got this like castle thing and she wanted it spray painted black. So I went to her parents' house and I spray painted this castle black for her. And we bought it home and it sat in the back seat of my car, but we had the windows open. And we were just Googling, oh my God, did we expose the baby to spray paint? Is it going to live? And we were just like, she called the doctor next morning, like, it's fine. You did the right thing. Calm the fuck down. Every time, like, you know, the thing is like, her body is going through so much. She's getting ligament pain. Her body's stretching out. And they just have to tell her like, but the first couple weeks you're scared to death because it's like, I don't know. Is it like the San Andreas fault? Like, is something going to happen?
It's not that. It's I want to take earlier where you talk about the pregnancy test and you talk about the black spray paint and then edit in you earlier saying, and it keeps getting darker.
Yeah. It's just.
Oh man.
But yeah,
Jack's concerned about the color of the baby is what we're saying.
Did
Did they use my sperm? Is it my Italian ice that went in there? Anyway.
Gross.
Crickets.
I like how everybody was just like, "What?"
Yeah, we've gone too
No
far.
one didn't know. No one knew what
We've
to do
gone
with
too
that
far.
one.
No, but
I
no
hear
such
you.
It was apprehensive, but we just had to get through the first trimester. And once we got through the first trimester, the comfort was there and everything else. And now we're firmly into the second trimester. So
Just kind of coasting now.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, with the second trimester, she's feeling more like herself, kind of. She's still. The thing is with Noelle, she had a lot of nausea. There was no sickness, thankfully, but she had a lot of nausea.
She's still pregnant with another human being.
And that's the thing. Like, your body does weird stuff. And obviously, the stereotypical food cravings and stuff like that. So she.
Has there been any strange ones yet?
Not really strange. She said to me, I've never eaten apples. I can't stop eating apples. Like,
Wait, she's never?
I've never, well, she's just not.
Okay, it's not she's never had. She's never had one.
My wife is an amazing baker. She makes a fucking amazing apple pie. So there's that. But she never like goes out of her way to eat like an apple, like just as a snack.
You're just sit and munch on an apple
Yeah,
like a super
now
villain.
she can't get enough of them. Like, we're going through apples like, you know, the baby's going to go through diapers. Like,
Well, if she's down to make an apple pie,
oh, dude, change your life. It's amazing.
I haven't.
My
had
wife
a
is an amazing baker.
I haven't had
so
a
she's been
homemade
doing a lot of
apple
like.
pie.
Cape potluck. My dad makes lasagna. Noelle makes
Ooh.
apple pie.
Wait a minute.
Christian eats it all. Do you cook?
Fuck you.
Whoa. Wow. Look at you. Daggers are out. Do you cook?
Yeah, of course I have a fucking family recipe I'll bring to the table. I won't
All
just
right.
be that
I'm just
asshole.
asking, but every time food comes up, you're like, oh, God.
No, Cape Potluck is a good fucking idea.
Let's
How
get
have
on
you
this
not
now.
thought about this?
I got
Follow.
5 months.
Follow at Cape Potluck. Anyway.
So anyway, yeah, she's had some weird food. Like, there's been food aversions. Like, I had to. We were making chicken recently, and she's like, the raw chicken's like, I can't. This is
Really?
just stuff like that. It's just weird stuff she gets aversions for. So the other day, we were. I'm just getting over a cold. So, and one thing that Noelle, the hardest part of this pregnancy for her is not having coffee because she loves.
Oh,
It's
right.
well
Oh,
documented.
shit.
But
Can't have coffee. She can't have alcohol.
No,
I mean, she's not a big
alcohol-
drinker, but like wine. Like,
No.
she's a wine drinker, though.
Yeah. So
She's not a lush. I'm just
no,
saying,
no.
like,
But
that's
she
right.
likes-
2 adjustments.
Yeah, that's one thing she likes. But like coffee's more of a big thing for her. But
You start drinking coffee in front of her.
she's been. Oh, I've gone out for sushi without her, like just because I'm
yeah, goddamn.
can't have sushi. I've gotten coffee when she like her.
It's good to be a man.
Yeah. She went out with her brother came to visit in Labor Day weekend. They went to Pennsylvania early to see my father-in-law, and I was going a day later because I had work.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm getting sushi tonight.
Nice.
Not that she wouldn't be like, you can't have that in front of me, but she'd be like, I don't want to feel bad because I literally, sushi's amazing. So, and I want her to be like, because
Sushi and
hey,
place to myself. All right. Jerkfest 2023. Anyway.
so anyway,
Well, you're making the show very serious.
but coffee, she can have decaf coffee. She found out. So she's
what's the point?
Yeah.
For the flavor,
But-
though, right?
but just for the
taste?
flavor.
For the
So,
taste. Okay.
We went out Sunday. We went to Rook by where we live. I got my usual. She got her decaf. And she's like, I'm really, really craving movie theater popcorn. The last movie we saw in theaters right after we got pregnant was Ninja Turtles, which we had a blast with. Credit to my wife. She sit through a lot of shit. She sat through Ninja Turtles, but I had to sit through Barbie, so it kind of makes sense.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
Is that an even trade? I don't know.
No, she hated Barbie as much as I did.
Oh, nice.
Anyway,
Okay.
so that's another story for another time, believe me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jack's probably going to eviscerate that. It's this year's Firestarter remake.
Oh my God.
Another Greta Gerwig movie about a pretty white girl having a breakdown. What a shame. Anyway, go ahead.
So anyway, we hadn't been to the movies, and I'm still getting over a cold. Like, I don't want to be like in a theater with people coughing. I'm still not feeling great. Whatever.
But
if
you
want
picked
movie theater
Five Nights
popcorn-
at Freddy's to go see, where it's going to be a bunch of children.
Well, here's where
Yeah,
my
'cause
story.
that won't be a petri
Here's where
dish.
my story's leading. I was like, you know what? I'll stop at the theater on the way home. I'll get you popcorn. I'm like, this is gonna be weird as fuck to like just walk in and go get popcorn and leave.
It's not
You
as
just get,
uncommon as you think,
but it's
bro.
more common than I found out more people
Yeah.
do that.
Oh, yeah,
so I'm like, this is
I
my
do
first
it.
time doing it.
Of course you do.
Yeah, Marquis right there,
It
bro.
is. Yeah,
Like,
you're right. You're right by
I'm at
Marquis and
Cinemark
Times
right
River.
down the road. I'm like, all right, fine. I'll hit that up and it's fine. I go there and I'm double parked in the front. I'm like, I'll be in and out. Just watch. No, I'll just sit in the car. I'll be in and out. I go in. There's a fucking fleet of tweens in front of me, and I'm like, oh motherfucker.
Oh, no.
The Taylor Swift
The
movie's still
Swifties are
playing.
here.
And I'm like, I'm not getting out of here. I'm gonna get a ticket. I'm fucked. So, but it's only just like
Noelle's in the passenger
two
seat.
families.
You're gonna give a pregnant
with
woman a ticket?
with 13 children in said group, and I'm like, oh man, I'm never getting out. And they're all stopping and talking. I'm like, I have a pregnant wife, and I want to just get popcorn and leave. And they're all just, aren't you excited about this? It's gonna be great. So that was my whole experience Sunday. Like, I was in the theater for like 15 minutes. Like, fuck, I'm getting towed.
I would've just
Noelle's
cut
gonna
the
get
line.
towed with the car. But
It's
yeah.
you. Hi. You're the problem. It's you.
So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, she's got like weird cravings. Like I said, every time I go to the grocery store, get apples. Like, yes, I know, honey, get apples. Like, get,
Movie theater popcorn and apple
movie theater
slices.
popcorn, apples.
It's going to be really weird if this kid comes out and he's like,
Pasta,
I
I
don't
mean,
like
she's-
apples.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh my God. Maybe my mother ate a lot of like garlic and stuff when she was
So,
pregnant with me.
no,
My-
but that's...
pasta's another thing. She's always loved pasta, but now it's even like amplified. It's like I need pasta.
Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah.
So, real talk though, like I don't know if it's if anything fast food with you all, but try and avoid it because I promise you,
we've
I was born with this genetic disposition to just be in love with McDonald's French fries because my mom that was what she wanted during her pregnancy.
Really?
So now it is just something where even if I
stick with apples, dude.
just stick with apples.
I had to get her chocolate chip ice cream. She's bummed she can't have mint chocolate chip ice cream. Apparently, like mint or something. Like I don't know. So I heard something that.
What are some other weird ones like that?
Yeah,
where it's like
there's a bunch of foods that you can't.
Like what?
So sushi.
Obviously,
is one of them?
sushi.
Well, sushi, that's a
Sushi,
no.
yes.
But fish in general, though, right? Like you can't really eat fish.
Why?
I think there's
Mercury?
A few,
I guess mercury.
something
maybe?
like that. Yeah, there's something
like
with
even
that.
trace-
Like with ground, she can't have any lunch meat. So like she doesn't like that stuff anyway. But like she can't have like a turkey sandwich if she wanted it.
That's weird.
Yeah, there's like something like the nitrates or something in there with like lunch meats, processed meats. If she has like meat, it has to be really cooked well. Like she can't just have like ground beef, like greasy foods or something like that. So yeah, it's weird. Pregnancy's got a bunch of shit. But then there's like people who tell you
She's eating a
like,
plate of spaghetti with apples in it, cut up apples.
No, she can have meatballs as long as they're like
7
cooked
more months of
really,
this.
really well. So yeah, but like no, like like no tacos, I don't know.
Man, what a drag.
Yeah.
I could never be pregnant.
Tacos.
No tacos. No.
Something like she can't have
No
some
meat,
sort of
no
like,
tacos.
Some sort of she might just be avoiding something just because she doesn't like it anyway, and just maybe just have to.
Yeah, right. She's just like, I fucking hate Taco Bell. I really wish we.
Oh
stop
no,
eating there.
we love the bell. We call it the bell. Sometimes we just like, what do you want for dinner? I'm like, let's ring the bell. I say that.
I'm gonna break my own reality to give you a fish.
Yeah. Of course, Christian's stopping for
We
Taco
ring
Bell
the
on
bell.
the way home.
Yeah. So
You've sealed it.
I haven't had a Taco Bell in like 2 months either.
He'll
so.
also. Oh, I know exactly what Christian's going to do because you helped set this up with this cravings. He's literally going to go on Route 37, past the aforementioned Murderer's Row of restaurants. You're going to go on Route 37, and you're going to go to Taco Bell, and then you're going to get a warm apple pie from McDonald's next door.
Nope.
Dude, that sounds like
Thank God by the time I get out of here, the McDonald's there will be closed.
There's a McDonald's right down the road here.
Oh, yeah, no.
There's a McDonald's and a Taco Bell right across the street.
I know there is.
Jack, you're an enabler.
I know. Fuck, I want it now.
All right,
I
fine.
had a home cooked dinner.
You two go, and I'll film
Oh,
it.
my God, no.
Yeah, Jack's like,
don't-
I have cravings now. I have sympathy cravings.
Yeah.
It's a thing, right,
Oh, my
doctor?
God. No, I don't want it. I want it. I want it so bad.
I do too. I've got free. Oh, so this is hang on sidebar.
Yeah.
Let's talk about someone who's already a father. Mine. So I get a call yesterday, and it's so funny when now obviously it's from the home number, so I never know who it's going to be. It's parent roulette when I get a phone call because I'm like, could be anybody. It's dad asking how
Wheel
the
of
car
morality.
is.
Turn.
My dad calls me, hey, like, hi, Dad. Do you have the Taco Bell app? And I'm like, this conversation's about to get really interesting.
Oh, shit.
You have the Taco Bell app, and I'm like, he wants me to order him food, right? Like, that's immediately where my mind's going. He wants me to order them in order for pickup. Because it's Taco Bell, the same one that
They're
I'm
not that far
referencing.
from there either.
No, not at all. I was just like, he wants me to order
Ring
them
the
dinner,
bell. Ring the bell.
The one that's across from the IHOP?
Yeah, by Walmart
Yeah.
on Route 37. Exactly. Because McDonald's is next door, and that's where you're going.
that's
on the way
right in their
home.
backyard.
No,
Are
I'm
you kidding
fucking
me?
not.
That's right. No, that's right near where they are. So I thought, oh, he's going to have me order them Taco Bell. I'm going to order 2 cravings boxes in a second. But no, he's like, so I don't know if you're following the World Series. He knows I'm not following the World Series. It's a sport.
Dad, have you met
Dad,
me?
I don't follow sports ball. Sorry. I have no idea what's going on. So
I wouldn't know what a World Series is.
yeah, it's like, first of all, the world doesn't play, but that's a soapbox for another day. All right. It's the U.S. series. Anyway, he's like, so there's a thing with Taco Bell on the app that every time someone steals a base, you get a free taco. So I know they stole a base the other night. I think they stole one the other night too. So you might have 2 free tacos on the Taco Bell app. So I open up the app and I'm like, holy shit, 2 free Doritos Locos tacos.
Thanks, baseball.
This is awesome. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, baseball. And thank you, Dad. Click. So I
love you. Click.
Yeah, exactly.
He called
Dad, I gotta go. I'm driving to Taco Bell.
He called
Anyway,
them for himself, though. He's like, what'd you do with my tacos?
well, that's it. Well, and that's what I
Those
said.
are my tacos.
So
You don't watch this.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, I told you about him because I thought you could put in an order for me. Your mother's making chicken again. Anyway, but
Oh, there are nights
yeah,
where
I
we
want
just- we
some
just
I want
wanna
some
tap.
low rent meat, and your mother won't cook me any. But
There's nights where we're just like, I can't.
I get it.
Ring the bell.
dude, say
Go to Wendy's. or
sometimes, yeah, like honestly, like
I have
once
just
a month.
discovered, not just, but like we usually get Domino's. Like sometimes when we, want bad pizza, the pan pizza
Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah,
defeats anything that Domino's has ever made. Like there's no.
that's a
going
low
back.
bar, but I'm curious though.
Oh, we love Domino's.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but I made the switch from Domino's to Papa John's within like the last year. Maybe it's only because they have the cheesy bread and it's pretty damn good.
I've never
but
had Papa John's.
Papa John's is
It's-
so salty and greasy. Ugh.
But
I haven't had it in
it's-
years.
Actually, no, I did. I had it
That's
20
not
years
true.
ago when
We
it was
had-
in Point Pleasant briefly, or when it started in Point Pleasant.
That's not true, Chris. We had it night of the Just Desserts where I spent way too much.
No,
fucking
sir, that was
money.
Domino's. That was not Papa John's.
Yeah, no, I said you said I haven't had Domino's in forever.
No, Domino, no, Papa John's. I'm sorry. If I misspoke, I apologize. I haven't had Papa John's in forever. I thought it was too salty and greasy. No,
okay.
Domino's I don't have a problem with. No, we got the extravaganza pizza, which lived up to the hype.
Yeah, it was pretty
like
good.
it lived up to the name.
I spent way too
And then
much
I
money
started
on
talking.
Turned into food.
I started talking in a Tony Danza voice, so it became an extravaganza, incidentally. Meanwhile, everybody there's 12, like Christian, so they didn't know who I was talking about.
Who's
But
Tony Danza?
anyway.
That guy you see in reruns.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Call your parents. Never mind. It's after 10 o'clock. Let them sleep. By the way, just a little PS to my story before we get Jack to Jack's knocked up wife. So I get a text last night from my mother because my dad doesn't text. My dad's like machete.
He just calls when he tells you.
Yeah, he
free
calls
tacos.
when there's free food involved. I get a text, Diamondbacks just stole the base. So I got 3 free tacos waiting for me.
I could get into this.
That's my dad. I love him.
Oh my
I
God.
love him. I mean,
I
you
do.
all got a dose of him. If somehow you missed, if you slept on Cape 232, then go back. It's a treat. As Christian will attest.
I'm gonna employ the your dad's podcasting technique where the mic's right in front of him, but I'm gonna.
Well, no, that's the one drop just to get a little, just to reference that because my dad was like, because Christian's back there, so my dad's leaning over so he could look Christian in the face.
Oh,
while
yeah,
he's
yeah, I
talking.
saw the video.
And he's not conscious of the mic. He's turning kind of towards so he could look Christian in the face as you would in conversation.
Yeah.
And I get it, but I'm
Dad.
like, well, he's not.
No.
Right. Well, that's why I tried to rein him in sometimes, but Christian engineered it where you could still hear him clearly, which is good. Because Christian was
Christian's the
cognizant.
master, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, you're as I said, no offense, but that was the peak for Cape for me. This is
In a
all.
lot
I'm
of
just
ways.
kind of coasting now.
My pregnant wife's not good enough for you?
Nope.
I don't. Have I actually ever met your wife?
No,
don't
you
think
haven't.
so.
No.
She's
Right.
never been in. She's never been on the show.
She's
No, she
terrified of being in a situation like this.
and me.
Why?
Here because okay, let me.
She hates. She just.
Wait a minute.
She's very
All right.
shy.
Oh,
Like not like paint, not like shy, but she's just like I can't do that.
I
Like,
met Jack's wife when I came home for Christmas. I'd moved to Los Angeles.
be 10
earlier
years
in the
this
year. God damn. In
last time
December.
we just celebrated our. To interrupt, we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary together too. We first met.
Wow.
How fucked up is that?
December of 2013, when I came home for Christmas. So I was on pause. And we met at Ryan's house were we exchanging gifts or some shit? I don't remember what it was. We all met up at Ryan's house for whatever reason. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't-
Anyway,
we-
now, Jack's now wife and baby mama, okay? Her first words to me, I was warned about you. And that made me so, she doesn't remember those were first words to me. I do because I'm a sick person and I take pride in that.
Yeah.
But that was literally the first. So I'm like, I kind of want to know what you've been saying about me for the last 3 months. Not in an egotistical way, but like for that to be how she, introduces herself to me.
You know what's
Excellent.
crazy? I've had similar experiences with
Okay.
with my friends and their partners,
Mm-hmm.
and literally almost word for word the exact scenario with one of Scotty's exes actually, where I met her and she's like, I've been warned about you. I was like, warned about what? Like what did
Yeah.
I do?
Teddy bear. Come
Yeah.
on.
Warned about me? Why?
And the last time it happened, oh man.
What?
I was like, well, what were you warned about? She was like, I heard you're a Muppet fan. I was like, oh. And she said it so
Like it's a
negative-
slur.
Yeah, she said it so negatively. She was like, I hate the fucking Muppets. And I was just like,
Well, you don't have a soul, bitch.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
they're not dating anymore.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
like-
can't be like,
Listen, your nose is going to break itself.
Waka waka, bitch.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Walk to the emergency room.
Waka waka your ass out of here.
But no, I hear you in the
Well, how
terms
can you
of
hate
like.
the Muppets?
I-
Objectively.
I-
I'm
My
not saying
2-year-old
like-
niece is obsessed with the Muppets, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, because the Muppet Babies cartoon.
I don't think
legit
happy-
Muppets. Like she loves
Oh,
the
yeah?
Muppet movie, like all the old stuff. My mom,
Oh, I thought
the
I
stuff that
thought
my
you-
mom showed me, she showed her.
Nice.
So
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
she
cool.
loves all that. I was telling Christian before the show, actually, at my birthday, we had everybody over for my birthday, and she lost her Fozzie toy. So all day, she's 2 years old. She's we gotta find Fozzie. We gotta find Fozzie
It's still
all
so
day.
Cute.
And I'm like, I know, Ari. We gotta.
did we
gotta find
we
Fozzie.
find her a Fozzie?
Yes.
Okay,
It was
good.
he was in the windowsill at her house. But my dad was like at the party scouring. My dad's become this like anytime she wants something, like gets her something off eBay, which I can't wait for my kid too. So like he's just like, oh, I'll find it, and is this the same one? He was like scouring eBay the entire party. And it's like, Dad, that's like used. You don't want to give her like a one that's like buried in a kid's.
I have to ask you something because because you've seen now your parents become grandparents. Yeah, obviously
Yes.
your sister has two. Wait, her second child has been born already.
He's been born. Yeah,
Okay.
he was born
All right.
at the time of this recording 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it interesting for you? And by interesting, I mean that as a combination with frustrating to see your parents as grandparents and realize those are not the people who raised me. They are different now.
No, not
Or
really.
are they
My
the
mom
same?
is practically the same.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I
My
hear,
mom's around her 24/7, so she's practically the same.
Well,
my mom,
okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking anecdotally, everybody's just like my kids don't know how good, like how friendly my parents are and how much they're just like
That
they're
is
so
one of the
forgiving.
To kind of
things-
capitalize on the story I just told, my dad was like, yeah, he's gotten my niece so many Sesame Street things and Muppet things. And he said to my sister one day, you got to make sure she, you don't lose this stuff. It's worth a lot of money. And I'm like, you say that. You threw out my Jurassic Park figures. You threw out my Batman Returns figures. You threw out my Dick Tracy figures. You threw out this. I got the Turtles out in time before you can those, Mr. Oh, it's not. It's just garbage. You know how
There
much
is a change.
You know how much this stuff is worth now? You threw out fortunes. Like,
Yes. You know how much I've spent rebuying all this shit?
yeah. Could have been saving money. No, but he's just like,
We could have bought a house last year.
My sister told me that. Like, Dad said to me, like, yeah, make sure, you say, hold on to this stuff because it can be valuable. Like, really, the man who threw out this. Like,
Yeah.
my father's wonderful. The one thing I will say that I'm still not over, Dad, where are my Jurassic Park stuff? Oh, I needed it. I needed the box, so I threw them out.
Oh my God, that's the
What?
worst possible reason.
I needed to put some stuff in a box, and they were just, you don't use them. I'm like,
That is awful.
That's the
terrible.
one thing my dad did that I'm just like,
That's a terrible
salty
answer.
about. Yeah.
So you're a Marvel fan.
Yeah.
Freaking, it's that scene in Guardians 2. Sorry, I'd put that tumor in your mom's head. Pans and what? I threw out the Jurassic Park toys. What?
Yeah,
I know that sounds bad.
it was very much the one thing my dad did that was like, I mean, I guess I have a great of like that's the one thing.
I mean, if that's the bottom,
If
yeah,
that's
you
the
did all
bottom,
right.
it's like-
You're a spoiled brat. But
I
I have
admit it.
trouble getting rid of my own dad stuff. Even things that I didn't think I was like partial to, like his fucking record collection. When that went, and I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, oh shit, wait,
Yeah.
what the fuck? That's mine. It's weird.
But other than that, they're status quo. Like my
Okay.
dad loves my,
I asked that just because I've heard
that's
from
the one thing I could say. Like my
others.
dad's change of like his respect. Like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have thrown that stuff out. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have.
Probably not
for one
dead.
thing though, that's the one part that I kind of look forward to about
Throwing your kids' stuff out.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure. No, but
Get outta
when
here.
my mom gets to become a grandparent, I want to see the differences. If there are any,
Right,
I don't
right.
think there will be. I just know that my mom is committed to the bit of being the cool grandma.
Ah.
Like
Okay.
she's like supremely committed to the bit. Like she's even told me, she's like, yeah,
More
I'm
so
gonna be
than
that
cool
one
mom.
that I'm gonna be that one that'll probably like if the kid calls, Dad yelled at me, I'll pick him up. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Mom?
like, hey.
how am I in trouble this
Yeah,
early?
how do they outrank me?
What the hell?
I came first. Christian's mom's already the cool mom. She has a new. I'll tell you about it off mic. She got a new client that I was like, get the fuck out of here. What a small world.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, but it's cool to see your parents become grandparents.
Well, that's
and all
that's
that.
what I was wondering because having heard from other people, it's just like, wow, I've seen my
Yeah, and
mother or
also,
father be so
my sister
forgiving,
has-
whereas they wouldn't have been with me.
One of my older sisters has 2 kids already. So my dad years ago went to my older niece's school and read a story. I was like, holy shit. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. Like, that's just so cool. Like my parents were never asked to do that growing up, but I'm sure they would if they had to with the schools. But now I guess more things are like they have more parents involved or whatever. My dad went up to school and like read in front of kids. I'm like, that's amazing. Like, that's just so, my dad would do that anyway, but it's like, wow, I never even had that. I'm kind of jealous of that kind of thing. So
Makes
no,
sense.
it's great. And like, now that there's going to be 3 grandkids altogether, it's pretty insane.
They're
So-
they're happier than pigs and shit. I bet.
Oh,
please,
for sure.
Please.
They're just
My
like,
sister, we did. Here's the thing. We did a gender reveal party, and
Did you burn
Look,
down any fields?
no. We there's no fireworks. My brother-in-law actually said, "I'm not coming unless there's pyro," and he didn't show up actually. So
Good man.
Good man.
so we had
I
this-
wouldn't have gone if you'd invited me. You didn't, which is probably
It's
because you
family
knew I
only.
wouldn't show up.
Yeah.
Oh, poor shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so
I would have gone.
there's actually a video of this, and I got to try to find it. But we had this thing. The theme was like a pumpkin theme. So we were going to find out the gender that way. Now, my father-in-law was the only one who knew, and he's like a steel trap, so he wasn't going to tell anybody. But I thought like it was like this paper mache pumpkin, and I thought, well, one false move, that thing's going to just explode, and we're just going to be spoiled right away because it's like very frail. So we get to the point where we're unwrapping the thing, and it's anything but frail. Like, it's layers and layers.
So he's the only person who knew.
The only person who knew.
You two did not know.
No. Not,
Okay. I'm just checking. I mean, I know
obviously
that's the point. Well,
Wait a
listen,
minute.
these
You said your
silly
father-in-law?
fucking parties.
my father-in-law.
I thought, isn't this the one who blabbed about you were having the baby?
No, that's an uncle or somebody.
No, that was
Who
my
said, like, congratulations.
my brother-in-law's father.
Oh,
So that's a
okay,
separate one.
okay.
This is my wife's father. Actually, stepfather. So he got this thing, and but you're supposed to unwrap the
He
pumpkin.
got this pumpkin. That's
and it was like
the onion of pumpkins.
it was like this, and then like we got rid of all the orange, and then there was this black thing in the middle. Like I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it's actually on video.
Jack's like, we're having a black
of me
kid?
just like,
Oh my God.
shut the fuck up. Damn it! I'm never gonna get through any story. So it was the next
that was
layer.
funny. Come on.
Now,
what the hell is this?
I'm just gonna continue. Each layer that you pull through, like, it's like it's like the inner pumpkin. Like, what the fuck is this? And I'm actually on video, like, what the hell is this? I'm unwrapping, and candy's falling out. I'm like, God damn it! What is this? And then a bunch of like multicolored confetti comes out, and I'm like, did they forget this was a gender reveal? But at the very end, this little blue...
A bill comes out for the IVF.
No, and then a piece of paper comes out and says, it's a... I'm like, it's a what? It's a what? And then we get to the end, and I just kind of rip it, and this little patch of blue confetti comes out with a bubble wand, and it says, it's a blue... And it's just all blue. Like, it's a boy! Thankfully, it's a boy!
Oh my God. Can you send me that so it can
I
be the
will
cold
find the
open
video,
to this
yeah.
show? Because I really think that needs to be the cold open to this show.
Yeah, I need to see that.
So, yeah.
That's incredible.
And that's one of those things, like, I've been to... My sister had gender reveal parties, and I was always like, How nerve-wracking could it be? It's one or the other. But when it's on the shoes the other foot, like, fuck. Now I'm going to know, like, what I'm actually having. It's like, it's
Okay, what's this? What you're having?
Yeah,
My
but to
ass.
be fair, like
She's having it.
If it
She's
did
cooking
go,
Yeah.
If it did go wrong, it would have made an equally funny story.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but I've seen the ones online where they go wrong, not in a way that burns down half the state.
Not where it's not where things are fatal.
Yeah, not when things are fatal, but like when they
Blue
do it-
napalm.
Yeah,
everywhere.
when it's like when they put the confetti in a balloon.
Yeah.
and
Agent Orange, but it's blue.
And the kid just lets go of the balloon, and they're like, "Oh fuck!"
Somebody got a rifle.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and some of those fly over states.
Well, that's what my stepbrother said. Like, I'm sorry, my brother-in-law. He said, like, it's not a gender reveal part unless someone dies. So he's like, I don't want him to be there. like, okay, thanks.
All right, cool. I could have hung out with him instead.
Yeah.
But I wasn't invited either.
Hold on. That's actually a pretty fucking funny idea for a movie. For
a movie?
for a very, very dark horror comedy. It's
gender
not a gender.
reveal
it's
party.
not a gender.
I'm
reveal
surprised
party
it's not like
unless
the $5
somebody
Yeah,
dies.
it's like
somewhere.
all the men
Gender
line up, all the
reveal.
women line up, and then an assassin takes out one person. We don't know who it is. If it's a man, it's a boy. If it's a woman, it's a girl.
Oh my god, it's set in the world of like John Wick.
Yeah.
And every fucking reveal party, it's like let's play.
No, or
Russian
it's like the
roulette,
Hunger
kids.
Games, where it's like we're overpopulated. We got to take out some people. So it's like someone's
12
going to be
boys,
born.
12 girls.
Yeah, exactly.
For
It's going to be a boy, and they pick off like a 16-year-old boy. It's like, well, sorry.
Jesus Christ.
So, hey,
That's some dark.
That's some
morbid
dark
stuff.
shit.
I'm sorry. Are the Hunger Games not dark? Actually, not the PG-13 movies. I'm saying the actual books are
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
Yeah,
fucking.
they are. They're also boring.
brutal. Well, I mean, I wouldn't actually read them. That's just silly.
I sat through them.
Well,
I read the first one.
Like I said.
did you? Okay.
Like I said.
Well, what I'm
Jack
saying
in his
is,
20s needed everything. See
Well,
everything.
for school,
including a girl, and now he has one, and now he's got a boy coming out of that girl. Wow. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
And that, be honest, okay? Because this is a time capsule that's going to be preserved forever. This is second trimester Jack, okay? What is the...
He'll have more hair than a year from now. Hey, guys, it all fell out.
Yeah. He lost half of it just during the first 2 rounds, waiting to find out if there was a viable egg. Anyway, but what is the percentage right now of fear versus excitement? And be honest.
About 50-50.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I buy that. Because so many guys just like, oh, I'm just excited. It's going to be great.
No,
It's
I'm
like,
excited.
You have to be afraid.
But
You've
I'm
never done this
also
before.
a
It's
realistic,
completely new
like,
territory.
My
Life is
life
never
as
gonna
I
be the
know
same.
it now, in 6 months, is not going to be here.
Exactly.
So I'm going to enjoy everything. I'm going to enjoy my hobbies. I'm going to enjoy my interests. I'm going to enjoy stuff like this.
68 minutes for Cape to start.
Yeah. I'm going to enjoy, this could be my last hurrah. So here.
I mean, open-ended. Jack's taking a hiatus from the show for a little while after this because he got no time. He's not going to sleep.
Not booked.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Jack's having a baby, so he's going to have to take a very small hiatus.
Yeah. Well, I told all my coworkers, and they were all just like, enjoy your sleep now. Enjoy your sleep now.
Do you get paternity leave at your job?
Yes, I do.
Oh, sweet.
I don't know the number yet, but it's probably going to be a good couple
I mean,
weeks.
it is a couple. It's like 4 weeks or something. I believe when you get it.
Do you work from home?
Yeah, half the time.
Hybrid.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hybrid. So,
I'm answering for you, but
I like that though, because then it's like there's even more time you get to hang out with the kid. Like even
for sure.
I know working at home sometimes it's like you're glued to the computer. I don't know what type of job you have, but
it's answering phone and stuff like that. But I have a I walk around and do some other stuff. I have a portable headset, so I get some. Yeah. I keep myself active. I can't sit in a computer chair for 8 hours.
I hear that.
It's we're not meant to do that. Hence why I'm like this the whole show. I'm like this is my standard position. Yeah. What does this mean? Carry the what? Yeah.
That's why I'm just sitting back and smiling because I'm just like,
you don't know how it feels.
Talk away. I don't. Well,
Ryan and I are turning into hunchbacks.
Yeah, really. You guys turned into hunchbacks, and you've also knocked people up. So there's that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
American dream.
Yeah. Walking around with a headset at home and having a baby.
This is the weirdest sequel to The Hunchback of Notre Dame
renting
ever.
So you were carrying on a bit about movie cravings.
Yeah.
Also, because movies have been a recurring theme, obviously, with you being here.
And you had a Five Nights story?
You watched Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah. So what was the deal with that? We didn't really get into it because I was like, no, wait, you were going to tell us.
So that went hand in hand with the whole getting popcorn. We went home and watched it because I didn't want to be in a theater.
Well, that was that night.
Well, yeah. First and foremost, was that this past Sunday afternoon? We weren't going to be going to theater. 1, because I wasn't feeling good. 2, because I don't want to pay to see Five Nights at Freddy's. No offense. I have no affinity. I have nothing. I just know it's like a haunted Chuck E. Cheese thing. But it's like, it's an afternoon watch. Now, my wife is a big horror fan. And the last horror movie we saw in the theaters was Insidious, whatever the last one was called.
Insidious number 5.
5, 6.
That's it. Yeah.
What was it called?
The Red Door.
Yes. Red Door, yes. And the whole time, and not to spoil the movie, but there's a whole thing where they close the red door and it turns black. I'm like, where's the Rolling Stones song this entire fucking time? Like, I see a red door and I want to paint it black. It's not in this fucking movie. What a wasted opportunity and too many fucking jump scares. So we were just like, all right. She doesn't want to watch all that jump scare stuff. She's not into really, like, we didn't, first of all, she's not a fan.
You skipped the Nun 2 then.
We didn't want to see the Nun 2. We saw the Nun 1. That was enough.
That was enough, actually. But, although this one's supposedly better, but I still don't care.
Everything that needed to be said with the Nun 1 was said in the Nun 1.
Yeah.
I don't think we needed a follow-up.
Nun 1.
Yeah. Nun 1.
But yeah,
that's also it's the way it went for the audience.
She had no desire to like The Exorcist. She saw The Exorcist when she was a kid, and it terrified her. And I'm like, well, I've never seen it, and I don't have any plans to see it. I don't want to. I can't. I've said that about it. I'm not seeing it. I saw it, and I love the new movie.
Yeah.
I even saw the original one that creeped me out as a kid.
I mean, look, I don't revisit Exorcist a lot.
How could you? It looks fucking terrifying.
Because it is. No,
it is. No, it's terrifying.
I'm sure it's got that 70s sting.
We were talking about that on last week's show, the Halloween live stream, about because Mike was a little kid, he didn't go see Exorcist in the theater, but like because that movie turned 50, I'm like, there must have been nothing like people had literally never seen anything like that. So the idea that people were like walking out or freaked out, video
of people at a screening, like, I'm not going back
shocked,
in there. Like,
yeah.
Grown men, like, nope.
Yeah, like that was genuine at the time, genuinely shocking. Like now we've seen so much stuff, I feel like there's not a whole lot of taboos.
Yeah. We weren't going to see the new one because it's like, well, first of all, I'm not going back to see it, and I'm not going to start with this piece of shit.
Yeah, I've heard nothing good about it, honestly.
And here's a funny little rant about the way things are. We can get into a little movie talk because there's been a lot of shit with movies this year that kind of pissed me off.
Please do. Yeah, Jack, get it off your chest now.
So the way that Hollywood has been
14 months worth of movie rants.
Did you know, I found this out about the Exorcist franchise. Universal paid $400 million for the franchise rights.
Wow.
That movie, I don't think it's cracked $100 million.
Let's
it's a big bomb, and they're going to make 2 more. This is a trilogy. Now, the guy who made this movie made the last 3 Halloween movies, and I know they've been hit and miss.
It was him.
I enjoyed the last 3 Halloween movies. Michael Myers is my favorite franchise. Like the Halloween series. It's a guilty pleasure. I love it. Halloween 4, put that on. I love it. I love it like Ryan loves the Christmas Vacation.
Mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Yeah, like mint chocolate chip ice cream. I love Halloween 4. You put it on, I will watch it from whatever point. It's such a corny 80s movie, and I love it. But I enjoyed the last couple Halloween movies. I know they're mixed, and especially the last one got a lot of mixed reviews. But the guy David Gordon Green made Believer, and I was looking it up kind of just out of curiosity. I'm like, oh, they're making a sequel called Deceiver, and then it's like it's part of a trilogy. I'm like, okay, right. I mean, I guess you had success with Halloween. This guy, I guess, is a proven commodity, whatever.
I'm just like, why another
But
trilogy?
now it's like you paid this money and you're going to make 3 movies. You don't even have one out of the gate. Just because the original was just popular 50 years ago doesn't mean that's going to translate now. There's been so many exorcism possession movies that have not topped The Exorcist, but like, what else can be said?
The last
You're
one's
just kind of using the music and the franchise.
I think it was 06 was the last one they did.
I was looking up the franchise because like, Apparently 3 is very highly regarded. That was like in the early 90s, like, but it has nothing to do. It was from the same author as The Exorcist, William Peter Blatty.
Yes.
And it was a book called Legion. I actually watched the Chris Stuckman review about it. Like, apparently the studio was like, it's got to be an Exorcist movie, even though it's based off a different book. And it has a pretty big fan base, from what I understand. But that was 35 years ago or whatever it was. Now, this movie is just...
Rennie Harlan and Paul Schrader both did competing Exorcist movies.
It's another legacy sequel.
Right.
Like, and listen, I don't want to knock on legacy sequels because, to be fair, the biggest one I was always waiting for was Ghostbusters Afterlife. And I understand when you brought it up today, you were like, it's not a comedy. The first 2 are comedies, and this one's a sci-fi drama, which I think is cool. But at the same time, I can see how that's annoying.
It's got funny parts.
Yeah.
But it's not a straight up
comedy. The first 2 movies were comedies first and sci-fi second. And I said, like, that's something they got away from.
Whereas this, to me, I don't think that they should have put that. I'm fine with a new Exorcist trilogy.
Well, that's it.
I just don't think it should have been
the cart before the horse and pay $400 million.
Yeah, I don't. But I also don't think it should have been the dude who did.
The Halloween movies, they all made money, though. That's the thing. Even if they're not well liked.
But those are vastly different types of horror.
Yeah.
Halloween is
super digestible. Like, it's...
Yeah, Halloween is digestible, slasher, like, you know what you're going to get.
Halloween Kills. There's a flashback scene in that movie I absolutely loved.
Oh, I know. I've seen all of them. And I do think that they are, like... I do think they're better than most people make them out to be, but...
I agree. I know people were... The feathers were ruffled with the last one because the one didn't really have to do with Michael Myers.
Yeah.
It had to do with the kid. But I like that they took, because if it was going to be like Halloween continues the kill, it's like, it's November 1st. Just go home. You're done. Like, I like the time jump. I like this. But that's just the way things are now. It's like, let's put the cart before the horse. Listen, I loved Dial of Destiny. I loved it. I absolutely loved the movie. It's not my favorite Indiana Jones. There's no way it could be. But for Indy's final story, loved it.
It's good.
Yeah, I don't know why it was $300 million and it was a massive flop. I loved Mission Impossible. I know that's snarky comment incoming. 3, 2.
I'm not saying a word.
Okay,
I'm in the minority when it comes to that.
But again, overinflated budget. I really feel like this was the year of like, we're tired of this shit, and I don't know why so much money is thrown at things like this. Listen, I love Indiana Jones. What kids love Indiana Jones other than maybe their parents are introducing it to them?
Right.
What kid's going to be like, ooh, I really want to, see that old man in a cowboy hat movie? Like, no kid's going to, it doesn't connect the same way.
Old man with a whip.
Yeah.
I'm just worried because what I tend to enjoy about Blumhouse and what I think is smart about them is their low budget model to making these type of films.
Yeah.
Because then you have a great return on your investment. Whereas I can understand Universal kind of buying into the hype. However, no,
like The Exorcist isn't shocking anymore, and at the same time, there have been enough exorcism movies that nobody cares about. The Exorcism of Emily Rose came out,
that's a creepy ass movie.
That's okay, really but like they just did the Pope's exorcism with Russell Crowe. Thank you. Like they've had some movies recently, and even Exorcism of Emily Rose was like 2005.
But the Conjuring films have done exorcism movies better, and like
even those are hit and miss.
Yeah.
So I mean, as overall, including the Annabelle movies and all that, it's just like you can kind of do that, but at the same time, you do those movies on the cheap for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not flashy like big budget horror movies. So the idea of paying that much for name recognition, which doesn't carry as much weight as it did. I mean, Halloween is literally a holiday. It's such a big franchise.
And it's fun to go see Michael Myers. You're like, oh, it's another Michael Myers movie. It's
exactly
Halloween 27. Yeah, but you're going to go and you're going to see him kill motherfuckers. And that's what do you need him to do other than that?
Of course, but The Exorcist isn't one definitive villain like that. So I don't understand why they thought that was as worthwhile as it was. I mean, they tried doing it with a Mummy movie, 6 years ago, and everyone was like, meh.
Yeah.
Well, first off, how are you gonna make a fucking Mummy follow up after like two of the best like action adventure fun flicks?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And
The best action
And
adventure
cha-
movies that
and
don't have
change the dynamic.
Indiana Jones in the name.
Yeah.
But
and by the way, I said 2, not 3. 2.
Oh,
I still haven't seen
agree.
the third one. I own it. I own the complete. Well, what was at the time the complete collection? Because they're supposed
No
to.
Rachel Weisz wasn't.
I haven't seen the third one. I
Yep.
haven't seen the Scorpion King.
No Rachel.
But I own
Yeah,
it.
I've never.
I own the box set.
Yeah.
But my thing too is like it's just I'm starting to get really weary of this. Let's dig through our toy chest and just kind of
What can we bring back next? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
because here's the thing: legacy sequels. It's now the new fucking thing, and I am terrified of it more so than ever. Before it was the reboot, and I thought I was sick of that.
mhm.
It is the legacy sequel that is now really starting to
And
kind
what-
of worry me.
We talked about this earlier in the year. I think it was 228 with Ugo and Jason Enrique, which was. I feel like the fact that Top Gun Maverick was $1 billion movie made it that much worse.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, we could dig up something from 35 years ago and people
Yeah.
will go see it. No.
Doesn't
It's
work like that.
No, it doesn't. The same way Barbie is just like, we need movies about toys. No, that's not the reason. Like,
But
I
here's
feel like
the
the
thing,
point
like-
is
That movie is a
completely
Trojan horse
missed.
of bullshit. That's what that movie is.
First
Barbie's-
off, shut up. Anyway,
Wow.
No.
I just wanted to. Here's the thing, though, is that you need to just take away the right messages from these movies. You can't deny Barbie was a massive fucking hit.
But
Oh,
like,
yeah, just
I
by the
sat with a
numbers.
theater with people dressed all in pink, men and women. And I
Yeah,
thought,
like they had fun with it.
They
so
had
I
fun.
Think, so I think that one of the things
I thought
that
this would be a
think-
fun comedy. Now, I have my own personal reason for not liking the movie, which I don't want to get into here because it's
Yeah, no, that's fine.
'Cause it'll be unpopular.
listen,
it'll be very.
Like, I didn't see the movie.
It'll be very
I have a
unpopular.
feeling we share a similar
but Noelle
opinion.
and I have we were miserable that entire
Oh,
time.
she didn't like it either?
Oh,
Okay.
miserable. Yeah.
I will say it kind of falls into a camp of like Grease for me, where like I hated Grease the first time I watched that movie.
Jack hates Grease every time he watches that movie. Go ahead.
but
My
like
sister watched that every day.
and in terms of like campiness and ridiculousness, it kind of falls in that realm a little
Okay,
bit.
gotcha.
But
I get
what
it.
I like the takeaway of like, oh, so if you put if you put people behind these things who care, then yeah, okay, then I could buy that. Like that's like if I did the fucking Nerf movie that I've been fucking gung ho about for years.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
But like,
Or the next Muppet movie that Christian and I are going to write
oh,
together.
110%. I already wrote it anyway.
You put people behind it, they're gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be great. But
Yeah. Whereas I think that if you are going to bring back a legacy franchise, get a filmmaker that doesn't just say they like The Exorcist, watch their body of work that also explains that they do. I get how David Gordon Green could seem like that guy,
Yeah. Oh, he did those Halloween movies. He'd be
Yeah.
perfect for this picture. Yeah.
but you have to also realize is that these are, as I said,
what did he
these
make
are
before that? Like
two-
it was all comedy.
Yeah, it was all comedies, and then
He did
this
Pineapple
is,
Express, didn't he? Wasn't that him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of.
But then also
yeah.
vastly different forms of horror.
Mm.
Whereas this one, where Exorcist deals more in the realm of supernatural and paranormal, whereas Halloween is just kind of grounded in a slasher heightened reality.
But you're looking at it sensibly. All they're thinking about is we can make some money on this. That's the whole issue with why this stuff gets made. It's the same thing with Indiana Jones. People love Indiana Jones. Yeah,
But
nobody cares
that's-
about Indiana Jones 15 years later.
But here's
Or
the-
throw a bunch of money at it. People are going to love it. No, they're not.
Oh, don't get
There's
me wrong.
a huge
I know
disconnect.
that there's I know that they're looking at this so poorly. Like
Totally.
I know that,
but
the,
that's why they're like, well, this guy makes sense. Look what he did with Halloween. He brought
Listen,
Halloween back. So
Barbie dropped, and Mattel was like, "Here's our development slate for the next 10 movies," and I was just like, some of them I was like, okay, if you do it right, I could see it. So it's like
if you do it wrong, it's Battleship.
Yeah, you do it. Oh God, where it's like you could do Magic 8 Ball, Thomas, fucking all this bullshit that I think like.
Is there a
okay,
He-Man? I know that's been in development hell forever. But
So it did get dropped again, but that film will it'll see the light of day eventually.
There'll eventually be one.
But I think that, no offense, I think they have to do something where it'll make kids now care about He-Man again.
they absolutely do because I'm a big toy nerd, and there's He-Man in the aisle, and it's like kids are going to be like, "Who's He-Man?" It's like that's the thing my dad liked when he was, my age.
But
40
that's
years
the
ago.
thing is that you need to separate it.
That's the
You need
problem
to-
because like I think a lot of that now is like adult nostalgia. Like these people, like they're like, oh, Indiana Jones and Star Wars, they're targeting me. Like I'm
Yeah.
already I've been bought and sold,
Everything.
decades ago.
Everything.
So like you have to invest in the next generation. And there's not a lot of investment in the next generation with Indiana Jones. I'm sorry, there's just not.
No, there's not.
I loved it. Your kids can show them Raiders and Temple of Doom and Last Crusade and Crystal Skull. You can show them the movies. It doesn't mean like, you know,
because you're
I'm so excited about being Indiana Jones. You can't relate to an 80-year-old man
because you're not the computer generation,
right?
You guys were probably one of the last generations of let's go outside and make our own adventure, which was why Indiana Jones is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas to us,
There's
Indiana
literally
Jones,
a documentary about the kids who saw the movie and made it, reenacted it.
Yeah,
Like,
I love
remade
that.
it.
But
I loved
like
it.
now, it's just I feel like kids
Like, that was
my
fun, Dad.
age
No.
overthink it,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, he's a grave robber. He steals from indigenous cultures," and I'm like, "All right, let's not talk about
All
that."
right, listen,
aspect.
Yeah.
let's not view it through today's lens.
Yeah,
Okay, this is a different. It literally took place in a different time.
Yeah,
But it's funny you talking about movies and everything. That was another one you kind of mentioned as far as like for reboots or same thing like anything that's recognizable. Haunted Mansion. So you did watch it, or you started it and
We
didn't make
did.
it through?
Noelle wants to. She's always loved the Haunted Mansion, the ride, the Disney thing.
The ride is excellent.
Oh, yeah.
At least the one at
But
Disneyland. I've
it
never been to
was-
Disney World.
I don't know what that movie. I was bored. I was just bored, and it's just we did a double feature of Freddy's, Five Nights at Freddy's, which I enjoyed. Again, had it on Peacock. I didn't want to go to the theater and see it. Didn't want to pay money to see it. We'll just watch it on Peacock.
Gotcha.
You
Killed
still
an
paid
afternoon.
money.
Yeah,
Like,
and it made money, and I was happy to see it. It's like, well, yeah, that's awesome because it has a fan base, and they showed up for it. But someone like me who has no idea what a Five Nights at Freddy's is, other than it was the Funko Pop next to the Luke Skywalker, and I have no reference for it. It's like haunted Chuck E. Cheese, right?
yeah.
And essentially that's it. And that's the thing. Like, my wife is not into like really scary movies this year, so this was a perfect, really
Aballo,
scary. Like,
it is not a scary movie.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
it's-
I've never played the game. I have no point of
it's
reference.
freaky in concept, but
yeah, there's some subject matter in there. It's like, God.
Yeah,
damn.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I have no.
But here's
nothing
the
pulling me toward
The
it.
thing about Five Nights is that it works for kids because adults have horror movies that question their mortality because those movies kids always survive and it's always fine.
Is it R-rated?
No.
PG-13.
PG-13. Oh, so the hell with
But
that. I don't need that anyway.
Kids don't really have that. They
Right.
don't have
It's a
anything
good
that makes
intro to
them-
horror.
Yeah, it's a great
That's
intro
I'm cool
horror
with that.
piece.
See, that's like
It's what Goosebumps should have been. for me.
ah,
Yeah,
or
it's
scary
what-
stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah, well, at least the movies.
Yes.
Which I did enjoy, but I'm like, oh, you know what? This could have been a little freakier.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but the Haunted Mansion, I'm surprised to hear she didn't like it either.
She liked it, but she didn't love it. I was just bored. I just didn't. I was like, what? I don't know what.
I'm not going into
I don't know. I
Haunted
feel like,
Mansion.
and that's
expecting
another
to be
argument. I'm
scared.
kind of like feeling like a lot of these Disney movies, we've seen a lot of these like Jungle Cruise and Haunted Mansion. A lot of them feel very cut and paste plot.
Yeah.
Looking at Marvel, The Marvels is possibly the first MCU movie I'm missing in the theater. I have no interest. The trailer is cut and paste Marvel. You destroyed this to me years ago, and I'm back for revenge. What the again? Like, we're doing this again? But now we all got to band together.
But now it's 3 women, Jack. It's a female-led movie
And you
that
mean
people
that-
aren't going to show up and see, including
And
women. And they're
I
going to be
didn't
like, people
watch
don't support
Miss
women.
Marvel or whatever the show is, the little kid Marvel. Like, I just wasn't interested. I didn't care, but I'm not going to sit through 6 hours of a show I don't care about. I've kind of just all but given up on the Marvel series. I haven't watched Loki season 2. I didn't care for season 1. Why am I going to go back for season 2?
Yeah, you were another one. We were talking about this pre-show about Moon Knight. You watched it. You don't know what it was about.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's fine.
yeah.
But I saw it, and
you
I'm never
feel-
going to revisit
like,
it.
it didn't draw you in.
But
Just
I'm,
like, I
I'm
need to go
over
deeper.
that whole, but this links to this, and you got to watch this because it goes to this.
It's
and
too
this,
much.
This,
It's
this,
too
this,
much.
this.
And you didn't watch Secret Invasion, and I told you. Did I say the end of Secret Invasion?
You
or
told
not?
me the first episode. I'm like, I was out.
no, yeah,
I wasn't
I
even
told you
in, but I'm out even further now.
No, the way it ended was it's the dumbest series, and that's why I was just I only thought like, okay, we're getting a Nick Fury series, awesome, and it was so bad and disappointing that I'm like, I feel like it started like, okay, this is a good idea, and it just went in a silly direction where it's just like, that's where the Marvels is going to lead. Like, I mean, the Marvels, I thought like, there's going to be like an hour and 40-minute self-contained movie. Okay, because it actually looks like fun. It looks like a forgettable, kind of like way to kill an hour and 40 minutes or whatever.
Yeah,
But I don't know. It might be one of those I'll go see just for honestly. What I'm looking forward to is The Holdovers, which is the
That looks
Paul
fun.
Giamatti
Yeah.
and Alexander Payne. Because Sideways is one of my favorite movies. That's top 10
This
for
is
me.
from the dude
So the
who
fact that
did
they're together.
Mr. Robot?
but like you're
That's
talking about other things that are
especially
just kind of
disappointing.
useless. The Flash. that was such a waste of Michael Keaton
Told
coming
you.
back. Like that is just literally
fucking
the
told you.
nostalgia pull.
They knew the movie was so bad. The only way people are going to get in the theater like me because I paid to see it because I want to see Michael Keaton as Batman.
Yeah.
And what a waste! I was furious
Because it wasn't. That's the problem, is that it wasn't supposed to be. And then that's inherently the problem of these fucking huge ass movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was another one they spent a fortune on and nobody went and saw it because it's not good.
Which means
one of the worst openings
by
we've
the
ever
way,
seen with the babies on the building.
I mean, that I literally I was just like, this is worse than my expectations were low, but this is even worse.
Which, by the way,
This is
I
literally even
didn't
worse.
I don't think if Flash was that bad, because here's the thing with Flash, I enjoyed it the first watch, but then I had to work for I worked for Kevin when he did like the series of watch with me's, so I saw it
Okay.
3 times in a row.
Ooh.
And the first time I was like, oh, this is fun. And then that went away really quickly.
I was like Man of Steel with me. I'm like, I loved it. It was great. Saw it second time. It was louder than the first time, but I enjoyed it. I watched it the third time. Like, ooh, no,
This is no fun.
Yeah,
Superman is no
this
fun.
this is not fun.
Which
Yeah.
also
This is
to
scary.
me, which is like, there ain't no way that Batgirl was that fucking bad.
No
It can't
chance.
be.
No,
Again, it has
there-
nothing to do
there-
with that.
There was nothing. There was no way.
It's just about money. They're like, we could use this as a write-off. Who cares if it never gets released?
And
I'm
that's
telling
the
you,
problem.
these
Like,
people
it's
would.
disenfranchised me from like going to the movies. Like I just don't. I'm not excited about what's coming next. Aren't you excited? No.
Well, there's nothing to be excited about, and they're just like, listen, Craven's gonna be rated R. I'm like, I don't care about Craven. I don't know who this fucking character is. And we've already seen this guy be Quicksilver and Kick-Ass. Like, stop casting the same
I don't give a
people.
fuck about Craven. I don't give a fuck about Spider Queen. I don't give a fuck about the next Venom movie. I don't give a fuck about any of those.
Yeah, seriously.
Sony
Pointless.
heroes.
They're pointless.
But it's all
I
just
sat through
literally
2
don't
Venom
care.
movies to make sure like I was ready for No Way Home.
It's fucked out.
and it was worth nothing.
It's fucked out. The superhero thing is cratered because they've given us too much, and at a point it gets watered down and it starts to suck. And it's like I've
And
been
my
saying
brother-in-law is big into this, and he's essentially said, like, they're doing all these, like, multiverse things, since it really is, like, I forget who said it. It might have been you or someone. The get-out-of-jail-free card for comic book movies.
exactly.
And it's just, like, eventually they're going to open up a multiverse where these characters are just recast, and we're going to get Steve Rogers again, and we're going to get...
the entirety of Loki
and it's
takes
like,
place in an
what
alternate
is the
universe.
fucking
That's what I'm
point?
saying. It's not
Yeah.
actually Loki. That was my gripe with the series when we did the live stream 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like,
like,
what is the
it's not
fucking
Loki.
point?
It's a variant. The Loki everybody met in the first Thor movie and in Avengers and all that, he's dead.
Yeah.
He died
And
at
he's
the
not
beginning
here,
of
but
Infinity
Ryan
War.
has told me, like, I just lost interest after Endgame.
Yeah.
He said that to me point blank a couple times. Like, I just don't care.
Same. The handful of movies that I've seen, like since, like Black Widow, didn't care, unnecessary, offered nothing new. Like
Way too late to be done.
Shang-Chi and the Magic Donuts, just I got nothing out of other than it was a big
I
cartoon.
enjoyed that when I watched it, but I'll never see it again. The Eternals was a slog.
Eternals, I didn't bother seeing. I didn't bother seeing Quantum. Like, that's what I'm saying. There's a point where it's just like, I don't know about this, which is, again, where I feel like DC could do something really interesting with James Gunn, because his Suicide Squad movie was fucking amazing.
Yes.
And that was one I was
love
kind of
that
like
movie.
lukewarm on. I was like, we'll see, but it's James Gunn, so maybe it'll be
I
fun.
hated the first Suicide Squad. It's on record.
Never saw it.
I
but
hated
yes.
it. It's atrocious.
But,
I was like,
um,
there's no way I'm
Academy
seeing a sequel.
Award-winning movie, buddy.
Yeah, Academy Award-winning Suicide Squad.
What did I win for again?
Best makeup, some bullshit.
But even something like that. See, I look at it. We're done talking about pregnancy, everybody. So if you don't want to hear that, see you next week. But
I'll talk to you next year about it.
you-
Hey, how's the first year been? It's been good. I haven't seen
goodbye
any
to Jack.
movies, and I'm bald. I've
Tried
seen
to
no
show
movies.
the kid Ghostbusters. They cried.
yeah, they cried.
Oh, the new Ghostbusters.
He soiled his
apparently-
diaper.
Yeah, apparently the new Ghostbusters is like out weeks before the due date, so I've got to get that in. That's the one thing I
Is
will
it
do.
is it still though or no?
Probably not. Honestly, I'm going to throw this out there. Save Ghostbusters for next Halloween. We need that. I want an October Ghostbusters movie. Come on.
I
Like,
agree with that.
Ghostbusters has never been October.
No, never.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Should be.
Ghostbusters was always
Push it back.
summer.
Push
Yeah.
it back. I know, other people are like, no. But let's save it for
I don't think it's
October.
going to stay with March. The actor strike is still going on now anyway.
Yeah.
It's like nobody's promoting anything. And not to say it won't be by March, but like you got post-production and all this stuff. I can't imagine. I don't think there's a harm in waiting because no one's going to the movies next year because everything else is delayed.
laughable, too, about all these release dates and everything else. We're going to have Avatar 4 in 2031. You're booking 2031 already? Come
Yeah.
the fuck on.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of we got new release dates.
Yeah.
now.
Marvel has announced these dates in May, July, and November.
TBD this, TBD this,
Exactly.
TBD this. Avengers 9.
Yeah, Marvel's Phase 6, movie 1, and like they're not saying what it is. It's like, why is that supposed to
I'm
be?
the
How
biggest
does that
Star Wars fan
excite
I know.
anybody?
They're like 3 movies between 2026 and 27. Those movies aren't coming 2026, 2027. My kid will be in first grade by the time we get another Star Wars movie at this point. So really,
I don't know.
I
It's
just-
all
Holy
it's
shit.
too much.
I don't
It's
want
all
to think
too
about
much.
that. You're probably right.
it's scary. It's like,
Probably.
Oh my God,
Probably.
we are probably not going to get another theatrical Star Wars
It's-
movie
it's like-
until your kid is in either kindergarten or first.
and it's like, oh, it's back and it's never going away every Christmas.
How's it feel, Junior?
Yeah,
Oh my God, I'm old.
Oh fuck!
yeah.
It's true.
It's like 1983 to 1999 again. It's going to be 16 years between movies.
Exactly.
We didn't have to do it, but anyway,
We
I have a
did.
feeling Daisy Ridley will age well, so I'm not too.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
nobody wants a Ray Star Wars movie. We just had 3 of them. The idea they're going to
I
make a
do.
Ray solo movie.
Yeah, I do too.
I do too.
They did that franchise did her dirty. Did she really need to?
No, they did Finn dirty, is what I'm saying.
They
It was
did,
all
they
about
did-
her.
Listen,
Redeem
they
John
did
Wayne.
all of them dirty.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get that obviously had Carrie Fisher not died, it would have been a completely different third movie, but
That's my point too, because the last one could. There's so many things that were just.
but they
that movie was
started
like-
without a plan, but they knew they were setting up a trilogy, so the idea you
Yeah.
didn't know where it was going from the start. Like, I get what you're saying about like, The Exorcist, like make a good first movie and then figure it out. But like Star Wars, you knew you were doing 3 more. At least have an overall direction, have an arc in mind,
Finn's arc, which I hope that
which was non-existent.
I hope that Kathleen Kennedy or Jon Favreau or somebody makes that relationship right, because that dude is a phenomenal actor.
I loved Finn. I
like
was just.
that character had so much potential.
I'm with
and
you.
Still,
I agree.
He took a back
and
seat in Last
still
Jedi. I was like,
fucking does, which most people don't want to talk about, because it's like, oh, we're in this like between era right now. No, let's talk about the future, because I want to see where the fuck Finn is at.
I
in,
want.
like, 10
I
years.
loved Finn, Ray, and Poe. I love them. I want to see them continue.
Well, maybe
on.
they'll get a Disney Plus series because everybody
No,
else
this-
is.
Fuck that.
No, there's gonna be movies.
Fuck that.
No.
No, I'm with you.
No, but I'm just, you know what it is? I'm just
I love
so-
Force Awakens to death. I love The Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker had some. There's things I love about it, but there's things that could have been better for me.
I haven't even seen it, bro.
Yeah, he hasn't even seen it because he just knows
At this
it's gonna be
point, you know,
disappointing.
watch it before the next Ray movie comes out.
You want to know something crazy?
Watch it when Jack's kid is in
I-
kindergarten, so you can brace yourself for the next movie.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
In 5 short years.
I really don't think that, you know what? No, I am fatigued of the big budget blockbuster. Like
Same.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
just,
I've got
I
to see a
think
handful of
I'm
movies
just
this year.
done with it. I'm more interested in the idea of Marvel focusing their next phase on making $40 million superhero movies. I want to see.
I wish Marvel would take like a 5-year hiatus, and
I want to see.
Do 1 killer movie a year instead
That's
of
it.
3 mediocre ones a year. How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Because you were
I
when they were
wanna-
doing 2 a year, that was strong. I mean, more
It was-
stronger than not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there were years where it was like Iron Man 3, people had mixed feelings about it. Thor: The Dark World, nobody liked it. But you're also following Avengers, which is a very tough act to follow. And then it's like, hey, we're giving you Guardians of the Galaxy, and the other 2014 movie was I forget what.
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, yeah. So you're like 2 really strong movies
Yeah.
in 1 year. It's like
Then you had
that's
Age
fine.
of Ultron, and then you
But-
had like Civil War and Doctor Strange. Like, there was a good
but
period where there were
don't
like,
do 3
yeah.
movies a year and then 4 series as well. It's like it's too much. And
It's
same with
overkill.
Star Wars. It's
Yeah.
like you can't keep putting out. They've done what? How many Star Wars movie shows have been out in 2023?
There's been 2 so far.
Has there
Also,
only been 2? Okay, because I
for-
forget when.
Not
But
for
the next
nothing.
3 shows, I have like I'm again big Star Wars fan, but like I'll watch them, but I have no hype for them whatsoever.
Not
Like,
for
I didn't
nothing.
like Andor.
Yeah,
I was bored. I was bored, but I will watch season 2 because I'm a Star Wars fan. It's
I
not like a
enjoyed
Marvel thing where it's like
Andor.
I didn't give a shit about Loki. And I don't want to watch season 2. It's like
Right.
I love Star Wars and I know where this leads to and whatever. But I have no interest in Skeleton Crew. I have no interest in the Acolyte. I have no interest in
Skeleton
Andor.
Crew. I am a little hyped for, because that one sounds like it's got like some weird Amblin involvement in it. And
I'll have to
that's-
see
that's
something to
Spielberg.
really kind of, but otherwise,
Yeah.
like the concept is just like it's the Goonies and Star Wars.
I don't know what any of this means.
I'm not the biggest Goonies fan, so. But yeah, just give me a
Wow.
movie. I just want a movie.
I
Like,
don't, well,
Yeah.
listen, I got fatigue overall, and all the shows that I like are pretty much ending. Doom Patrol has 1 episode left, which is so disappointing to me.
And that's it?
Yeah, 4 seasons. That's it.
Yeah, they
Archer is done. Breeders is done. They're going to do another Futurama season, which is fine, but who knows when that's going to happen.
you got to get on what we do in the shadows.
I'm going to have to watch something.
There's
so
5
probably-
seasons. It's glorious.
But they're also like 22 minutes apiece. Like it's a normal half-hour show.
Yes.
So like I'm fine with that. But
Glorious.
There's really nothing. And same with movies. Like I can't tell you. Like I said, I look forward to seeing the holdovers. But otherwise, like I'm trying to think what I guess Indiana Jones' last movie I saw that was July, and it's November.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah,
I mean, even though Ryan will tell you I hate movies, but like, I like going to the movies, but I'd rather go see something older, like I can tell you a bunch of movies. Yeah, exactly. Like I would go see, I mean, I was disappointed. I was going to go to Smodcastle when they were going to do Midnight Run, but unfortunately that got canceled like a few days before. And I was like, damn it, I want to see Midnight Run on the big screen. But like, you're telling me Face Off and Heat are going to be playing somewhere in a big screen? I'm there.
Buddy,
yeah.
Would you come to a Muppet watch party?
Absolutely.
At Smodcastle?
Okay, good. Because we're talking about it.
You could bring the niece as well. We're going to show Muppets Take Manhattan.
In 4K.
Oh, you know
On
what?
4K.
That's gotta possibly happen.
And Christian and I will be blubbering in the
If
back.
they can't go, then I'm going. So
Christian and I will be
Oh, no,
clutching
that's
on each other,
fine.
just going during, a
Nah,
certain
'cause
song.
can you talk to them and get the original trilogy up there? Because I really want to see those movies in theaters.
That is tough to, I mean, I don't know.
I know
that
that's
those
probably irrelevant. Yeah.
particularly the first one. No, Star Wars.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
so
those aren't going to play theatrically anywhere.
So here's the problem with Star Wars. We could probably do a private screening, no problem. Star Wars, so Disney don't
Sucks.
give shit. They don't give anything.
Little Disney sucks a lot.
Yeah.
With the writer's strike, with the inflated budgets on movies, with the no return on things.
Yeah,
with
Disney-
with the churning out of product and not really like maintaining it. Yeah.
Yeah, but as a rep house that gives out like movies to screen in theaters, they are notoriously stingy.
I can imagine.
They first off, oddly enough, even though Disney owns the Muppets, they don't own the release theatrical rights to the first 3, I don't think. So
Manhattan is still under Sony.
They had to go through
So
Universal
license them.
to get to screen it. To pay
Really?
for no, it's weird. It's fucking really weird.
Hmm.
But I think that Muppets would be easy to throw up. It's just Disney just will not give you anything.
Yeah.
Hey, we want to screen Star Wars. No. That tends to be like the way that they look at it is that, oh, are you in the top 100 of our theaters? Well, no. Well, then fuck you.
Well, then never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of re-releases and anniversary releases next year. Like I said, with theatrical stuff getting delayed, and like I said on the live stream last week, it was.
Well, I wish I'd be all for it, but first half of this episode, I'm having a kid, so.
Well, physical media is going to be great in 2024 because everyone's going to make money. Shit, that was Disney even relented for like supposedly canceling physical media. It's like they're putting out the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian and Boba Fett on 4K.
Which I've debated about getting just to have.
Oh, I'm totally going to buy them because, like, dude, I'm telling you, compared to 4K streaming, oh my god,
And it's one of those things. It's like another thing about Disney I found out recently. Now we're sharing my sister's Disney Plus account. Apparently, they're doing router tracking.
Oh, really?
So we're not gonna have Disney Plus for much longer.
Wow.
So we have to get our own account. Which
Do you have Verizon?
No, we have Optimum.
No, your cell phone.
No.
Is this
Well,
an
shit.
actual 4K player or 4K upscaling?
4K
No, it's
is
a
one of
Blu-ray
those things
player. I'll send you a link to the one I have. To the one I just
haven't
bought,
been really
'cause it's
collecting
region
movies
free.
in years, but it's one of those things like I want to have physical copies of things I love. So like The Mandalorian, it's like
But
I might not always have a Disney Plus account.
as we've
but
learned,
as a physical. But that's the thing. Physical media has that audience, and I don't understand people shitting all over it. Like, oh, but Best Buy's getting rid of it. Yeah, but it is more of a niche thing. But
It's
the
not-
people who
it's-
want it can get it.
Exactly. It's not the way DVDs were 20 years ago where everybody's buying every movie every Tuesday. You know, we all know that. But at the same time,
That's not sustainable. No one can buy everything.
of course not. But I retweeted a thing last night where it was like, yeah, Netflix has like 3,000 movies. They don't have everything.
No, they
You
don't.
know, and if you look at every stream, so
Perfect
like,
example.
Apple has like 64 different movies, but they're all Apple produced movies. Like you don't have catalog titles on there. Paramount has movies from Paramount. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, we've seen the way, you know, shows can just disappear from Paramount Plus and Disney Plus like that. I mean, Mandalorian is Star Wars, so it's not just going to disappear. But
And now we're
it's
seeing
also
the purge. Like if they don't like the content, if it's not
if it's
Yeah,
not
like a
making money,
Willow.
well, that's
I never got a chance to see Willow. And
same.
It's gone.
Exactly. Which my thing is like, well, maybe Peacock or Paramount Plus will license it out and put it on their service because people now want to see it, and at least then, well, Disney can make some money licensing it out. Because it's so funny, it's like, oh, the Harry Potter movies, that's Warner Brothers, they should be on Max. No, they're not. They're on Peacock.
Yes, there are.
So
yeah.
that's also the thing people don't get. It's sort of like, oh, the Godfather movies, Paramount, they should be on Paramount Plus. No, they're not.
No.
So it's
But
like
here's the thing,
Tommy
though.
Boy. I went to watch Tommy Boy. I'm like, it's on Paramount Plus. No, it's not. It's on HBO Max.
exactly like you
but
would think, oh, they
that's-
own this
That's
stuff.
a Paramount film.
So that's the weird thing is that they would the way that they do that type of licensing is that it's so planned out in advance that like in like 3 years, maybe when your kid is in kindergarten, you might start to see a normalization of catalogs again, where it's like, all right, now we have our own banner.
I don't know.
Let's
I don't
put
know.
our shit.
There'll be
So-
by the time his kid's 5, there'll be so fewer streaming services.
You think so?
Honestly,
Yes, because that's the whole thing with the strikes and with, the pay and all that is because they unfortunately, they know how to make a profitable streaming service. They don't know how to make a profitable streaming product, a movie or a TV show. So if a movie or TV show is not making money, like the Grease series that was just on Paramount Plus, or the Willow show, or all these other things, they need to get rid of them. So that, unfortunately, is kind of the problem with all of this. It's just like, oh, we can make it profitable through subscriptions. Right, but to make a product that's specifically profitable is a different story. That's a whole other thing because they've surrendered too much to tech companies.
Yeah.
Because they look at us just like Netflix is making all this money. Well, Netflix isn't making money according to Netflix.
Yeah.
It's just like Amazon loses money on 2-day delivery. What? It's 2-day delivery we pay $140 for a year. How the hell could they be losing money on that? But it's like the rules for tech companies and the rules for, the three of us are different when it comes to money. They can write those off as losses. We can't be like, hey, listen, I lost money on these lottery tickets. What can I do? Sorry, you're responsible for that. But they look at people who are interrupters, like Netflix, like Uber, like Amazon Prime. And it's like, oh, the industry is going to completely change. And because where studios fucked up is they started chasing that Netflix money. Like, Netflix is making so much money. We need to switch to streaming. And by doing that, they torpedoed two of their main sources of income, which is theatrical revenue and physical media.
Yeah.
So they train the audience, stop spending money on these things, spend money on a streaming service. Meanwhile, they haven't figured out how to make it profitable.
Yeah.
Because according to Netflix, they're not nearly as profitable as it seems. Because it's all tech-based and it's all about, being able to write off shit, which is why Batgirl, that will sit on a hard drive until somebody decides like, no, we should really put this out and finish this movie. Which again, is hysterical coming from HBO, who sunk $80 million into, Zack Snyder's Justice League, a movie a small percentage of people wanted. That wasn't done. That still required $80 million.
Still have not wasted my time on that. So.
And I won't. And don't.
I won't because I sat through all this.
That's the Flash and Cyborg movie that was supposed to be the Flash movie. Because the rest of the movie, all the added shit is their story.
No thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want 2.5 more hours of Flash and Cyborg? No, you fucking don't. Cyborg and Doom Patrol is awesome. I'll say that. That's so much more. It's a more well-rounded character and it's a more human character where you actually get it. It's not the dark, brooding Zack Snyder character like Superman. Where it's just like this is no fun.
Because then that whole thing is like, I'm in a weird way, I'm glad that he got his creative vision out there. Because I'll be fair, like Whedon probably did fuck with his shit, and he was an asshole. But at the same time,
that's fine. But nobody cared about a Justice League movie either. People were crying out for Justice League.
Yeah, movie. One, no one cared. Two, you're caving into a very toxic community of fans, and you're giving them
small
exactly
minority.
What they want. And now, because that succeeded, now every fucking asshole on the internet thinks that they have a voice that matters.
Exactly.
And it really doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Warner just this one time was like, I wonder, is there actually an audience? And they put the money where their mouth is. And was there a return on investment? No, because they put it straight to streaming in the middle of a pandemic, and no one gave a shit.
Yeah, no one's like, all I have is time, and I don't have 4 hours for this bullshit. I did over the course of 2 nights, but I still watched it in 2 sittings because I was just
I can't believe your commitment to some of this stuff because I'm like, fuck that, I'm out. And I'm like,
only because there was nothing to watch, and I was like,
movies, I'm like,
I would like to watch a superhero movie, and I'm curious enough. Let me at least see it because I'm going to judge the fuck out of it, and I did, and it was awful, and I'm like, I'll never watch it again.
My thing is like, you know what? Say what you will about Zach, I'm not a super fan. I'm happy to see someone put their art out the way that they intended it to be. Like, I think that
I'll give you that.
In that aspect, I think it's cool, but that's about it. That's exactly where
it's
like
kind of like good for you, but it's just like,
it's good for you.
Good for you, but not for me.
Especially knowing the circumstances of how he had to leave that production because his unfortunately his daughter
died.
His
daughter, yeah.
Like holy shit.
No, that's horrendous.
Yeah,
but
that's horrendous.
He's already made 2 movies that were divisive at best. Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. So it's like, really? Like, is anybody like, are you want to shore up your bets on this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was kind of my thing. I'm like, why are you throwing so much money at this? And then you're going to throw another $80 million at it for a movie that like a small percentage of the audience is crying out for. Which, I mean, look, obviously he bolstered it by telling, Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot and all these people, it's like, tweet out, release the Snyder Cut. So it was like, he kind of pushed like, oh, everybody's really into it. Look, the stars want to do it. And,
You know what?
don't know.
Honestly, what cut I'm more fascinated to see than fucking Snyder cut?
the Ayer cut of Suicide
The Ayer
Squad.
cut of Suicide Squad, because I trust his vision coming off of Fury more than I did with Zack Snyder coming off of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Kind of.
I completely think that the studio butchered that film. I don't think it was solely Ayer.
See, but he said the same thing about Sabotage, the movie that was with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Joe Manganiello and a bunch of other people that came out the year before Fury. That came out in 2013. And like I tried watching that movie and I quit on that. Like that was streaming somewhere and I was just, I got about 20 minutes in. I'm
Is
like,
that the one?
it was the movie he did before Fury.
Oh, yeah, I vaguely
And
remember
that was another one. He was just like, it was studio interference and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm not saying it was not.
Wasn't
but at
Patty
the same
Jenkins
time,
saying that stuff too? Like,
of course, meanwhile, she just made a bad movie.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 1984 was just a bad movie.
yeah.
Hey, we're in the 80s.
And-
Remember
and the-
this? Remember that? Oh
Yeah,
my
exactly. It was
Fucking God.
Member berries. But aside from that, it was also like the worst possible timing because after a pandemic where clearly people weren't willing to give up anything for the sake of everyone else, you have the end of the movie is just like, I renounce my wish. Like the whole world renounces their wishes. So, so the heroes win. So the good guys win. And clearly that didn't happen at all in 2020. So it was the worst possible message. That was another one. The only reason I fucking watched it is because it was on Max. I was like, let's watch it. We're at home.
I mean, to
We
be
got
fair,
nowhere to be.
after I saw, I liked the first Wonder Woman. I don't love it, but
I liked
mean,
it up until the end.
The
The end was a mess.
It's
It's like you had it. You fucking had it. And you made the CGI bullshit again.
I just look
Why?
at it where I'm like, man, I'm so glad you didn't helm a Star Wars movie.
That's another thing because I think she complained. It's like, man, if she fucking makes a bad Star Wars movie, it's just going to be more of this fan venom, and I can't take anymore.
Yeah.
I've
I'm
had so
done.
much of this for years and years and years.
Yeah, people claim to love things. They're usually the people who hate them the most.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre. Fandom is a very bizarre thing.
Fandom sucks.
It does.
It's horrible.
But
All
I
right.
think that.
But to tie it all back together
Yeah.
with one thing with physical
Yes.
media and pregnancy and everything else, could someone
Which
please?
those are the peanut butter and jelly of real life.
So
I've
the
heard of physical media and pregnancy.
with all this distribution stuff and movies. Can someone please find me the movie 9 Months? It is not available on any streaming service.
Got it.
Do you have a copy of it?
I have a Blu-ray. That is one of those Fox movies. Now, there was a series of Fox movies that were licensed to Anchor Bay for physical media.
Yes, and
Airheads is also one of them. That Airheads pops on and off Hulu once in a
Like
while.
I'm ready
the Christopher Columbus movie?
Yes. I loved this movie as a kid. Absolutely loved it. Fell in love with Julianne Moore as a 10-year-old because of this movie.
Still holds up, too. It's
and
really
I
funny.
adore Robin Williams is in it. Jeff Goldblum's in it.
Tom Arnold.
It's amazing. It's one of the it's an underrated 90s gem. I loved it. I watched it every time it was on HBO.
No, it was on HBO all the time.
All
That's
the
the first time I watched it.
Julianne Moore was one of my
1996
first
or 95.
crushes as a kid. I was like, my God, she's beautiful, and I love this movie. And I want to watch it so bad because I don't think Noelle's ever seen it, and I haven't watched it in at least a decade.
Okay, I'll drop it off when I'm in the neighborhood this weekend.
I absolutely love this movie. So
That's
I wanted
one
to
of
watch
those
it.
movies that's like, again, it's Airheads is in that category. I mean, for a long time it was Johnny Dangerously, which is currently on
Yeah.
Max, and Strange Days, which are on Max. There's certain Fox movies that were like in limbo and you couldn't get anywhere. They weren't on DVD, they weren't on Blu-ray. In the case of Johnny Dangerously and Strange Days, never been on Blu-ray. Strange Days on Blu-ray in Europe. So now that I have a region free player, I'll probably buy that. But it's one of those Fox movies that like just isn't available anywhere, or it'll pop up on Hulu for a month
Yeah.
and then disappear. So there are movies
So
that are
weird.
unfortunately, there are some weird things like that. And the same like Airheads, I
I
have on
was looking
DVD. I
up
don't have it on
Parenthood.
Blu-ray.
I'm gonna watch. That's available somewhere. She's having a baby. I want to watch that too. And like, I love 9 Months. I want to watch. Nowhere. Search everywhere for it. And I looked for the Blu-ray, and it was like a used copy was like $70. Like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. No, same. That's why I don't have Airheads because I'm just like, oh shit, someone's gonna have to license it.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some Shout Factory, one of those catalog title saints is gonna find a way to make this work. Yeah,
It's so great.
I will let you borrow it
Thank you.
because I have it. No problem.
I absolutely love that movie. Christian, you would love that movie too. Robin Williams is hysterical. He's very brief in the movie. He's the doctor. but
he's a gynecologist.
Yeah,
so
he's
it's
the
great.
gynecologist.
Are you fucking
He's
serious?
the gynecologist.
You've never
who turns
seen
into
it.
the person who delivers their baby. It's great.
Wow.
I think we need to set up a screening of that.
Oh, please.
I think we
I'm
need to
there.
get a private screening of that.
Double feature Muppets
Take Manhattan in 9 months.
9
Yes.
months? What a fucking movie
Yes.
lineup. How am I going to explain that to Ernie?
Ernie, we'll give you $200 to rent the theater. We can rent an AMC for that much. Come on.
Please.
No, I mean, like, if I told him and I asked Connor, who works
Right.
the front
I'm
desk.
sure we can. Yes.
And the movie
sure.
flopped
We
too
can
because
provide
this is
them.
when Hugh Grant got in trouble.
This
no,
is
it made money.
It did
This
make
a
money.
flop?
No, it's not.
I was like, wait a second.
No.
Oh, okay.
In
I always
19
heard it was like it was a big flop.
No, because
he
everyone
got
was
caught with a
talking.
prostitute at the time the movie.
Yeah, because everybody was talking about Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
So I mean, there you go. That was. Listen. Oh, Bedazzled. That's another one of those movies. That's a Fox movie. That's
Oh my
like
God,
not available. Yeah.
Insane.
Listen, I'll watch anything.
But it's available
Hugh
for
Grant.
purchase. Oddly.
Yeah.
Bedazzled because I own it digitally because I'd never seen it, so I just bought it digitally because I was like, well, I can't buy the disc.
You're about to, so since you're about to be a dad, I got a great Hugh Grant movie that you should watch.
Okay.
It's called Paddington 2.
Yes, I do. Those are on the list.
That's the real double feature. The first two Paddington movies are excellent.
Oh my god!
I thought you were about to say
So
About a
pitch-
Boy.
pitch
I've
perfect.
never
Oh, I
seen
love
any.
it. Oh, that's another one. That may be top 10 for me. I love About a Boy
Okay.
because it's about a
perfect.
bitter middle-aged fucker
So
with no kids. So
It's kind of what he plays in 9 months. He's
it
a selfish
strikes
monkey.
all the chords.
He doesn't want to have kids, and then his girlfriend's pregnant. He's like, "Oh fuck, my life's over." Like, it's great.
It is great. All right, since you're not going to be on the show for the next
Yeah.
like 18 months, any final thoughts? Anything you would like to share with the audience?
So pending into fatherhood, I'm very, very excited, very nervous. Like I said, 50-50, but I will be back. I don't know when.
At some point.
I will have news. It will be shared everywhere.
Yeah, follow Jack
Follow me.
at Jack DeFranco, 1985
Jack DeFranco 1985, Jack Wagon 85 on the X,
on Twix.
Twix.
We've renamed it Twix, courtesy of Vernon Reed from Living Color.
Yes. So
'Cause he's-
follow
it's
me
not
on there. I
Twitter,
talk
but
a
it's
lot
not
about
Tumblr.
wrestling and a lot of other stuff. It's my
Nothing but.
it's my social media drug of choice. So I'm not very good at
It is.
Instagram.
Yes, Jack Wagon 85 on Twix and Instagram. He doesn't post a lot, but Jack DeFranco 1985. Links in the description as well.
Yeah. And Hot
So you
Toy
check
Time
that out.
Machine on Instagram too. I occasionally pop in there.
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah.
Because he's got to save diaper money. He didn't have time to buy toys like he
that's-
used to.
Yeah.
It's all different. It's all changing, folks.
Yeah, it is.
Scary.
It's not just all in the hips.
That's right.
Mhm.
Especially his.
But
'cause
yes,
he's
I
not
will be
carrying the
back.
baby.
I will have news. I will be back eventually, but
But for now,
for now,
it's great to do a little marathon show with you. And you
Absolutely.
can follow Christian at Arcade Player One on Twix and Arcade Productions on Instagram and TikTok. You can follow me at Chris Aballo on Twix and TikTok. That's right, because I'm like, wait, that's not the Instagram one. Chris sells out on Instagram because I'm a fool. And you follow the show at CAPEPOD on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for clips and, of course, full episodes on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And video clips
Bye,
all week.
everybody.
Everywhere. Ah, look at you. I was wondering, he's switching screens. I'm like, what's he doing now? He's disappearing. He's disintegrating from the show. And we'll be back next Monday for yet another episode. So until next time, for Christian Cortez, Jack DeFranco, the forthcoming Harrison DeFranco, this is Chris Aballo, and this was yet another experiment.